And we welcome you back to Gillette Stadium. You see the playing conditions, 78 degrees. Humidity not a problem, not a cloud in the sky. And winds are only 14 miles an hour, so everything's in good order for a great game, as these teams are both going to send their starters out into the third quarter. For more on tonight's game, let's go to the field and to Scott Zolak. Scott?
It is Taylor.
Thanks, Don. I think we're going to look at the running back position. It's been talked about all week. If Lawrence Maroney isn't in the backfield with Tom Brady, should we read anything into it? I wouldn't. The public address announcer announced that Sammy Morris will start this game. I wouldn't read anything into it. They're going to need all three: Fred Taylor, Lawrence Maroney, and Sammy Morris. But I'm telling you, Kevin Falk, he's so down specific on third down. And of course, we're going to see Benny at some point, Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis. The running back position, as long as they get to about $130, $140 per game, and Randy, you know that, you don't care which guy does it, just make sure as an offensive line, you're rushing the football for about 3.5 to 4 per carry, and you're going to win football games. Back up to you guys. We'll keep an eye on it.
All right, thank you, Scott. Well, they got $120 last week against Atlanta, ran 30 times to the Patriots for 120 yards, and got a couple of nice touchdown runs. Fred Taylor hit one from 28 yards out. And Sammy Morris ran for 20 yards and a touchdown, Randy.
The way this football team ran the ball the last couple of weeks is consistent as they ran it in the red zone in the first game against New Orleans. The way they consistently ran it last week against Atlanta, it plays right into what Bill Belichick wants to do with his running game, and that's sell the pass, the play-action pass. That ability to play action with receivers like Welker, with a wideout like Randy Moss, with some of the young toys they have on the offensive side, it's kind of scary if they run for 130, 140 yards a game, what they can put up there overall.
And you were mentioning, Randy, Steven Jackson, who will be the prime runner for the Rams against this year. I don't know, they worked this guy to the very end. 324 carries last season, 1,400 yards, 51 receptions.
He can pretty much book. He's like Chris Johnson in Tennessee. He can count on 400 touches. And that'll help keep Bradford healthy. Because if he doesn't do it that much, they got a problem.
Josh Brown kicks off. Brandon Tate, second-year wide receiver from North Carolina, breaks it. He's gone. One man in pursuit, trying to get the angle. Not going to get there. No flags. Touchdown, Patriots. 97 yards to open the game.
Early on, that was about some nice blocks up front in the wedge coming out. Remember, the wedge has changed this year. You can't have 4 players together. You have two-man teams, and they can't be adjacent. Well, the Patriots executed that perfectly for Scott O'Brien, their special teams coordinator. And Tate, then it was just speed after that once he cleared the wedge.
He was one of the all-time returners in the ACC at North Carolina. And now the extra point is up and good. So it didn't take long. 12 seconds into the game, the Patriots have a 7-0 lead.
Watch the little wedge in front. You got a two-man wedge. You've got the Morris as the accompany. And as soon as he clears the outside, when it's Tate and it's kicker, it's bye-bye.
Well, it is bye-bye indeed. What a tremendous, tremendous return. He was out virtually all of last year with a knee injury, Brandon Tate. And Tom Brady never had to get on the field to see his team go up 7-0.
Well, the last time the New England Patriots returned an opening kickoff for a touchdown, Bethel Johnson, that counted like that, December 5th, 2004 versus the Browns.
There you go. So now the Patriots will kick off. Here's Brandon Tate. Oh, he was good. I tell you, I saw him in college. He was tremendous.
Didn't take Tom Brady long for this young man to be around this year here in his warm-up year after the IR redshirt year last year. Brady was in this guy's ear all the time in practice. It's going to be a real interesting thing to see what he can add to this offense.
I was amazed, Randy, when he lasted till the third round in the '09 draft.
It was all the knee.
Yeah,
no one knew what was going to happen with the knee, and Bill Belichick and this Kraft organization took a gamble, and it's paying off.
Now Gostowski hits the kickoff. Danny Amendola, he broke a punt for a touchdown against the Vikings. Former Missouri Tiger, and he gets out close to the 31-yard line. 1st and 10. Now let's meet the Rams on offense. Tonight's starting lineups are brought to you by the new Gillette Fusion Pro Glide. Roger Saffold at left tackle. He's a rookie from Indiana. They're hoping to get more out of Jason Smith, who's had some injury problems. A very high pick out of Baylor a year ago at right tackle. And there is Sam Bradford. As a junior at Oklahoma, he threw for 50 touchdowns, won the 08 Heisman. And then had the injury problems last year. Came back, had great workouts, obviously great ones because he was picked #1 in the draft, even though he had almost no playing time in the 09 season. Here's Jackson. Doesn't get much as the Patriots defense shuts him down. As we look at the Pats on defense, starting lineups are brought to you by the new Gillette Fusion Pro Glide. Gerard Warren starts at left end for Ty Warren, who's out for the season. Will Fork and right up front. Vanacane, Mayo, the rookie Spikes, and Burgess back the line. And in the secondary, Butler, Merriweather, Chung starts tonight, and rookie Devin McCourty. A throw and a catch, well executed by Sam Bradford and the Rams. That's to Amendola. And it's going to be enough for a first down.
You get a run by Steven Jackson. Then you get a high percentage confidence throw for Sam Bradford. And he puts it right out there, a little bit behind his receiver. But that'll give him a little bit of confidence. But he needs Steven Jackson to run it. And at 6'2", 240 pounds with speed, big Steven Jackson can make a quarterback feel good.
Here he is again. Jackson, big back, bangs. Gets yards again. He's down close to the 49-yard line. He got about 10. Seventh year back out of Oregon State, Steven Jackson.
The last 2 weeks, the defense for the New England Patriots has done a very nice job of getting contained, and keeping their shoulders kind of square to the line of scrimmage. A lot of players getting their shoulders turned. Steven Jackson sees people out of position, and he bounces that one backside for a big gain.
More Jackson. That time, Patriots close in, knock him down, limited gain out to the 50-yard line, but he only needed one and appears to have it for the first down as the rookie Brandon Spikes was the lead tackler. Along with Gerard Mayo.
And if you're going to concentrate on something from a run game perspective as a fan at home, watch this defensive line. Watch the 3 guys up front, especially Wilfork and Warren. Not only them, but also Wright. Watch how they stay square to the line of scrimmage and control the blockers.
Bradford rolling out. Accuracy is interesting. Look at that arm. A strike down to the 20-yard line to Donnie Avery. One of the fastest players in the NFL. A gain of 31.
Well, I know Scott Zolak's got to stand on that other sideline and watch this running game work and see what nice stuff this gives Sam Bradford, his ability to build off that confidence throw with that play action.
Yeah, Randy, you're right. I mean, they're going to have to run the football early in games, specifically with Steven Jackson. It's going to open up that play action just like that. And Bradford looks pretty comfortable from down here, guys. Real calm in the huddle. Looks like he's in control of some things. We'll see what he does in the red zone.
Yeah, he's looking like a #1 pick. Now he's got to head for the sideline. Does get plus yards on a first down run. Bradford, a great touch passer. He throws that fade route, and he'll be doing it soon into the end zone.
He's got a nice strong arm too. I mean, people kind of discounted the arm because of the shoulder surgery, but nice job with the pump fake. Didn't get the defense to react, and you see the wonderful coverage down the field. Very, very limited on that route right there. You know, he had 2 receivers. He had to run there. He had no one else to throw it to.
Second down and 8. Jackson with a power cutback move, and he hits down inside close to the 10-yard line of the Patriots, who lead the game on a 97-yard kickoff return by Brandon Tate to open the game.
You know, Scott Zolak down there, hey, real quick, you're a rookie, you're a young man, you're in the red zone here against a team like this. You got 3rd and short. Is this an ideal situation?
To run the football, right now, I want to run the football. They've got to be in 2. They've got to be in 2 down territory right here to run it.
Bradford has struggled this preseason, but not on this drive. He looks tremendous. And in completing only 44% of his passes. Here is a big rush. Bradford gets the ball away down to about the 7-yard line. Brandon Merriweather comes up on Amendola for the tackle.
Boy, guys, he looked really good right there sitting in the pocket. We had a free Derek Burgess coming up right up the gut. And you look at Burgess right here, swims. It's actually Mike Wright, number 99, the end that comes crashing in. And Bradford did a good job 2 plays prior mixing up his snap count. The quick toss to Steven Jackson was on first sound. That time he held his snap count so he could get a good look at what the defense was doing.
Bradford was primarily a shotgun quarterback at Oklahoma. Here again is Steven Jackson. And he runs on first down and goal to the 5-yard line. Gerard Warren cuts him.
You know, it is nice to see a young team like these St. Louis Rams. We talk about confidence all the time for a quarterback. I guarantee you, Saffold, the rookie at left tackle, 76. Jason Smith, the right tackle, 77. They're under as much pressure as that quarterback because his health is in their hands.
That's right. Bradford looking confident on this opening drive. Runs it up. Touchdown Rams. Beautifully executed. A play fake. Slight rollout, a little boot. And he hits Umanawani.
Guys, I don't know what you're looking at up there, but a real soft zone. Randy, I don't know if you saw that, but coming down in motion, they tried to switch the receivers. Nobody had anyone man-to-man here. You look at the motion come down up top, and they give him a good pocket. I mean, right there, Spikes is supposed to run from the middle to go cover the tight end to the outside. That's zone coverage all the way.
That's pure offense just dictating there, so.
Josh Brown hits the point after. And so the Rams on 10 plays go 72 yards. Touchdown throw, caps it off. It's a tie game. Welcome back to Gillette Stadium, home of the New England Patriots and their official truck, the Toyota Tundra. Tundra winning over some tough customers. We welcome you back to Gillette Stadium. It's now tied 7-7. Randy Cross, high grades for Bradford on that opening drive for the Rams.
High points for that running game, really, to set up Sam Bradford, give him some easier throws, and you had a young player, Bradford 4 of 4 for 48 yards, and Steven Jackson pounding out some running yardage to go along with that passing game.
It is absolutely essential for the Rams to keep Jackson in the lineup. He takes a lot of hits with all those touches, and we mentioned 324 carries last season. Brandon Tate, he's got the Rams special teams nervous after breaking the opening kickoff. 97 yards for a touchdown. Brown booms the ball. Tate from 2 yards deep. He's all the way out to the 41-yard line. A 43-yard return. So the Patriots send their offense out for the first time in this tie game. Now let's meet the Patriots offense. Tonight's starting lineups are brought to you by the new Gillette Fusion Pro Glide. As we look at the Patriots offensive line, White, Connolly at left guard, open at center, Neal and Valmer. The skill position player, Sammy Morris, gets the start at running back. One scout say, looking at the way Randy Moss has been playing, he might be 13 years in the game, but he's still running by people. Moss way out wide as Brady takes a look. Timing pattern near side, gets rest Welker. As now we meet the Rams on defense. Tonight's starting lineups are brought to you by the new Gillette Fusion Pro Glide. Chris Long, third-year defensive end from Virginia. He had 15 quarterback hits last year to lead the team. A lot of Ohio State linebackers like Niall Diggs and Laurinaitis and Grant. All three are from Ohio State. But their defense gave up a lot of yards, a lot of points last year. That happens when you're 1-15. 2nd and 8. Morris touchback. Defensive tackle Gibson makes the stop.
Yeah, the one thing about Morris as a running back and Scott Solak, you've got to love that being a local guy here. All these backs are so decisive. There's not a whole lot of wiggling. They're just hitting it and going.
Well, guys, that's the perception around here. They're all decisive except Lawrence Maroney. You know, that's all they've talked about on talk radio for the last 2 weeks. Who's the running back on this football team? Who's going to be out there in week 1?
Well, it's 3rd down, and it's Kevin Falk. That's no surprise.
That's all that matters.
The guy who's caught more passes than any running back in Patriot history, Kevin Falk. Throw and a catch. That's Randy Moss, but he only got to the 40, just across midfield. He looks to be about a half yard short. Bradley Fletcher with a good open field tackle.
Normally what separates the truly great receivers from the pretty good ones is what you can do after you catch the ball. And this is an excellent job by the Rams defense, rallying to the ball, grabbing Moss. Moss never got a chance to really accelerate after that catch, and that sets up about a 4th and a football.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be short, but this is the area, guys, where they really place the emphasis all camp about the ability to run it. Don't be surprised if you have a fake punt here.
Yeah, in this situation, preseason,
Randy, you got
game 3, I'm a little surprised they're not going for it in here. Percentages are not that much against you in this case.
Amendola is back for the Rams. As we mentioned, he broke a punt return for a touchdown against the Vikings this August.
St. Louis is in a punt safe. They have defensive personnel on the field looking for that fake.
He's going to punt it. Mesco, directional punt near sideline, well placed, forces a fair catch. Fair catch signal. Tremendous job by the rookie, Mesco, who specialized in placing balls inside the 20 at Michigan. He had 78 kicks at Michigan, 78 punts. They were down inside the 20. This one is down at the 4.
I'd have gone for it, Coach.
Tonight's trivia question is brought to you by Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of the New England Patriots. Can you name the 5 Florida Gators on the Patriots roster? They had a gator running on the streets here in New England recently, got away from the pet owner. Well, they do have 5 Florida Gators here tonight.
It almost seemed like they had a charter coming out of Gainesville after the draft.
Bill Belichick said we could have got a group rate. Bradford, the long field to go. He took his team 72 yards in 10 plays to tie the game with a touchdown pass. Darby runs. Patriots send him the other way.
I was talking earlier, Don, defensively. Now watch the shoulders of the defenders. Stay square to the line of scrimmage. Keep that line of scrimmage. Keep that 5-yard line equal or square with your shoulders. You keep the offensive player in front of you. You make the running back indecisive. He's got nowhere to go. Gerard Warren, one of the players, really making the case that he should be the guy that replaces Ty Warren, who went on IR. There's one of your Gators for you.
Darby runs, and this is what the Rams want to stop. And the ball as the rule is down. The linesman comes in. The ball was open.
This Patriot defense has to have a little attitude and nasty to it right now. Tully Bantakane, he holds them up. Mayweather gets in there and he rips the ball out. 2-3 tries, and finally it comes out.
So now what they are worried about, Randy, keeping Bradford out of 3rd and long. He's got a 3rd and 5, and the Patriots are going to send blitzers.
That's 3rd and long enough. Here comes the blitz.
Bradford nicely checks down, goes to Amendola, and Jonathan Wilhite gets him down, but the Rams get it out for a 1st down.
One of the hard things for a young quarterback to realize is this is a lot of protection. This is a lot of time. Sure, there's people coming. Sure, he gets planted. Guyton gets in there and does a nice job. You know, Zoe, he's looking pretty confident. He's got a little bounce to his step.
Yeah, the offensive line, all they have to take care of, anything between the tackles. If that guy comes free off the outside, that's the quarterback's job to make sure he picks up that hot read, Randy.
Again, he checks down. Bradford looking superb. On a 3rd and 5 in the previous play, he got 12. Now Sanders takes down the tight end, Amanawani.
Excellent job. First check, hip check, second check. Feet chopping. Squares himself back up. Had a lot of nice protection so far. 6 of 6 for 74 yards for Sam Bradford and a touchdown.
First down. Kenneth Darby, 3rd year back from Alabama. And now the trivia question: can you name the 5 Florida Gators on the Patriots roster? The official Bank of America trivia question. And they are Fred Taylor, Gerard Warren, rookie Jermaine Cunningham, rookie Brandon Spikes, teammates in Florida, and another teammate from last year's Florida team, Aaron Hernandez. 2nd and 6. Here's the Fletcher. And Bradford just unloads to save the blitz, save the sack. Brandon Merriweather, who had a fantastic year, Pro Bowl player at safety for the Patriots. 83 tackles last season. Patriots want to.
There was no receiver in that general area. He saw Merriweather coming. He threw that out. He had that quick play, ball fake. As soon as he spun his head around, Merriweather was right there. That was a smart job, and then not so much, because this is going to be intentional grounding. There was no one even in the general vicinity who wasn't a lineman.
That's a good learning experience.
There's no intentional grounding. There were receivers in the area. 3rd down.
Now, what I was going to say is,
where
he did a heck of a job getting rid of the football, but as he advances here, get outside that tackle box, that straight line back from both tackles. If he's outside that and gets the ball to the line of scrimmage, that's fine. That's not intentional grounding.
That ball didn't get to the closest eligible receiver till the 4th bounce. I wouldn't say that's in the general area.
Carl Cheffers is the referee. It's 3rd down and 6. Blitzers again. All thrown hard. He didn't get a lot from Billy Badgema, the tight end.
That was a little bit too much heat for Badgema. He didn't turn his head soon enough. As soon as he does turn his head around, that ball is whistling right, but he got him right between the horns.
You know what?
If
If it's his backup in the second half and he throws the football like that on the grounding call that was the general area, that was a $50 million general area, #1 pick in a draft call.
Got Zolak money.
I don't think so, guys.
Got the 50, right?
Years, maybe.
Donnie Jones booms a punt. Brandon Tate looking for a place to go. Man, he takes a strike. Coming down to hit him hard on special teams was Bradley Fletcher, number 32. Tie game, 7-7. Brady and the Patriot offense ready to go to work again.
People mention the names of great kick returners. You know, the Dante Halls from the past, the Devin Hesters. It's these kind of plays. It's the glory. It's in the end zone. They don't talk about this kind of play. Ooh. Yeah, that'll realign your chicklets.
Oh, man, that was he did well to bounce up from that. As he goes from scrimmage, Brandon Tate, who has the Patriots touchdown tonight, opening the game with a 97-yard kickoff return. Brady. Again, well-timed throw to Brandon Tate. Ball advanced out to the 25-yard line. About a yard short of a first down.
Boy, how zipped up was that protection. Nice job by Copen dealing with Laurinaitis coming on the blitz inside on a game. He held out the longest, and that gave Tom Brady all the time he needed. Heck, he only needs 2 seconds. You don't have to give him 4.
Ben Jarvis Green Ellis comes in the game, gets the call. The running back rotation, object of much attention here in Patriot land. What do you think, Zoe?
Interesting right there. 2 running backs in the game at the same time. Sammy Morris was the fullback. Ben Jarvis Green Ellis, your tailback. And I think that's why they can keep 5 running backs now, because they really don't have that true fullback. You know, Sammy's going to play part of that. When Hernandez is healthy, he'll be the guy that's in motion, the tight end, that H-back. So in essence, he will play the fullback.
Brady on 2nd down at 9. Works from the shotgun. Rams a line blitzers come with 4. Brady waits and gets the ball out to the 3-yard line to Brandon Tate. Brandon Tate has been center stage, Randy, all night.
He sure has, but I'll tell you, coming out of the slot right here, Wes Welker, as soon as Brady breaks contain, and you know what? That's so far down the field. I guess it's kind of semantics. Was he open? Yes. Is it possible to get him the ball like that on the run under pressure? Maybe not, but it is wonderful to see Wes Welker making those kind of moves and getting behind a defensive backfield like that.
Yeah, he's been in he played 6 plays, had 2 catches in the last game against Atlanta. Brady again takes a look. Here comes trouble, and Brady sacked up to the 20-yard line, and the Patriots will have to punt. Fred Robbins, veteran defensive tackle, 11 years in the league from Wake Forest, came hard.
Robbins coming over the right side, eventually over Stephen Neal. See right there at the feet of Brady, causing him to spin out. That was Long.
Chris Long really set that up.
The young defensive end out of Virginia, who's drafted so high and is just starting to kind of show what he's got for this team.
Chris Long hard to block. Here's the punt by Zoltan Mesko. Coming up on the ball is Amendola. And the Rams in this tie game will start this drive with good field position. 1:30 to play in the first quarter. Devin McCourty makes the special team stop for the Patriots. New England Patriot fans, the Massachusetts State Lottery's Patriots Instant Game still has 5 $1 million prizes out there, plus 3 more second chance prizes, and that's for season tickets for life. For more information, log on to www.patriotsmasslottery.com.
And all you got to do is buy a lottery ticket. Come to think of it, Sam Bradford didn't even have to play a whole senior year, a whole 4th year at Oklahoma to get himself $50 million this year.
Yeah, he didn't.
What's wrong with that system?
He didn't do any point, unfortunately, because of the injury. Bradford. That's on the hands of LaRon Robinson, who might be their best receiver.
Well, that's a nice, smart call for the Rams, though. Play action. Takes a little of the fire out of the Patriots defense and the rush. Bradford can step up into that throw, and that is just a flat out drop. And that's a waste of a very nice play. Robinson should have had that one. There's really no excuse. As a young receiver, those are the ones they got to be able to count on you for.
Three safeties in the game right now. It's a form of nickel. They have Sanders, they have Merriweather, and they have Chung in the game. A little bit of zone nickel, and that's why, you know, that spot was open in the middle of the field. You don't have a quicker cornerback playing that slot receiver.
Yeah, and you can do that against a team like the Rams, though, because they have a regular tight end and a fullback. So they don't have the personnel that threatens you like a spread team would.
Exactly, with like a Tony Gonzalez from Atlanta. We saw that last year here. Brandon McGowan pretty much nullified him that day.
Well, rookies, they see every blitz known to man. Rookie quarterbacks are going to see one now. Bradford on a 3rd down and long, 3rd and 8. Here come the Patriots. Beautifully timed throw on the sure hands of Donnie Avery from Houston. One of the fastest players in the NFL. If he turns it up, he can be gone. That was good for 17 on 3rd and 8.
Well, Bill Belichick talks about these days on defense, you have potentially 9 people in coverage. They bring 5 on the rush. That leaves 6 in coverage. And Bradford, Zoe, does a nice job of recognizing who's coming, who dropped, and where to get the ball.
Really impressed with his awareness. The prior series, knowing that the tight end was checking down to the left side when he was looking right the whole way. As he checks off the play here, he's sensing blitz. He didn't dupe it, they're throwing it.
Another throw and catch. This one hits the tight end, Umanawanui. And it is down inside to the 10-yard line. So the big night of Sam Bradford continues. That was good for 23 yards and a 1st down. That's the end of the first quarter with the score. The Patriots 7, the Rams 7. We'll be back with more on the Patriots preseason television network after these messages.
Patriots preseason football is brought to you by Pepsi Max, 0 calories, maximum taste, all Patriots, and by Fidelity Investments. Turn here.
With Randy Cross and Scott Zolak, this is Don Brickey back at Gillette Stadium. Steve Burton also with us as after a quarter of play, it's a 7-7 game. The Patriots and the Rams. Last season, the Rams only averaged 10.9 points a game. One of the reasons they were 1-15.
Sam Bradford, 8 of 11, 112 yards and a touchdown so far. Lauren Robinson dropped that one pass. I'd go back to him here in the red zone.
They go to the run. Patriots are looking for it. Wilfork hard to move out. And Darby is knocked down. A free agent runner from Alabama. Jackson only worked the first 2 series. He's the go-to player. Steven Jackson is really the cornerstone of this football team, not just the offense.
Well, you talk about jobs in play for these Patriots. Ty Warren being on injured reserve, that leaves a big job open at left defensive end. Gerard Warren's going to get his shot there. Diedrich's going to get his shot there. There's a whole list of players, including Brace, that will get a shot at that spot.
Second down. Bradford in trouble. They get him. The Vikings sacked him 4 times in the first preseason game. Browns never sacked him last week in a Ram win.
Beautiful coverage down the field. Robinson, he's covered. There's nowhere to go. Avery's covered in the corner, -7 yards on that sack. And when everybody gets that kind of pressure, then it's first guy there gets the credit. And first guy there in this case was Ron Brace out of BC.
Brace, a very important time for him because they need someone to step up and take the place of Ty Warren. Not a big rush. They screen the ball beautifully to get the ball to Darby. And Darby's taken down inside the 10-yard line.
Well, guys, that was a long. Nice job. Nice job by James Sanders coming up. They had numbers outside here on the screen.
Got to have more patience than that as a running back. Let your big lineman get in front of you. Don't go find the nearest tackler. Don't you think so?
Yeah, you got to get upset with a running back, Randy. I mean, if your big guy's going to take the time to get outside, utilize his talents. He's not going to be running the football. Let the guy block.
Yeah, Sanders, though, yeah, like you pointed out, he sort of made the decision for the running back, filling up the way he did.
It's a nice job matching up, though, as opposed to the prior series down in the red zone. A lot of man-to-man this time instead of the zone stuff we saw.
Josh Brown tries a 25-yard field goal, which he drives through, and the Rams take the lead 10-7. So the Rams will kick off when we come back to Gillette. The most famous of all Patriot Ram meetings.
Warner goes back to throw, and here's the blitz by Mike Vrabel. The pass.
Super Bowl 36 in New Orleans as Tom Brady and the Patriots upset the Rams. Brady, the previous year as a rookie, threw a total of 3 passes, completed 1 a year later. This 199th player picked in the draft of 2000 was the Super Bowl MVP.
And a postseason of heroics for Adam Vinatieri, and the Kraft family gets their first championship banner and first Super Bowl ring.
You know, Randy, one of the most highest praise came from Ron Wolf, a longtime NFL executive. He said it's the most amazing thing he'd seen in football because the Patriots won that Super Bowl primarily with a waiver wire team. I think they had like 18 street free agents on the team. And then began the greatest run, one of the greatest in NFL history. 3 championships in 4 years. Nobody else has done that. Here is a kick hit downfield. It'll be down by Brandon Tate.
The thing about being this style of an organization, though, Don, is there's such expectations. You win that first Super Bowl, it's nothing like what happens when you do win that second and you do win that third.
You've been there.
Suddenly now, over the course of a decade, that's the standard here. Tom Brady won't settle for anything less.
No.
Robert Kraft won't settle for anything less. Neither will Bill Belichick or most of the players in this organization. It's kind of how they're raised.
Well, Taylor Price, a rookie wide receiver, had an interesting observation. They asked him what he makes of being a rookie with the Patriots. He said it's a championship environment every day.
Oh, you compete to eat breakfast. much less play on the field.
Brady checks down to the sure-handed Kevin Falk, now in his 12th year out of LSU. Oranitis, a second-year middle backer, makes the stop.
Check out Matt Light over there at left tackle. Does a very nice job. They do a nice job across the board, but look at Light. We talk all the time about players being able to slide, move their feet, but you got to have that oomph. You know, that first punch as a left tackle. You got to be able to stop that defensive end in his tracks. Once he stops, he's beaten.
On 2nd and 7, Patriots run. Falk gets some yard, not a lot. It'll bring up 3rd and about 5.
Nice play there by one of the better safeties in this league, O.J. Atagwe. 21 filling up from his safety spot.
Wow, look at that stat line. Who was expecting that? He's got a long way to go, though. Rams defensively, they had big problems stopping the run, particularly last year in that 1-15 season. They were 27th against the run. Opponents just controlled the game running the ball. Brady throws and puts it right on the numbers of Randy Moss. And it's freed up on a hit by Fletcher, getting a start tonight. This second-year corner from Iowa is having a good game, 32.
Look at the body position. Look at his 32 in his name. Never really much turns around. He's reading the receiver, but physically the body's in such wonderful position. When he raises that arm, he's right there to knock that thing out. This guy's making plays on defense and he's making plays on special teams. He made that big hit on Brandon Tate.
Both guys got to be better right there, though. That's Brady to Moss. That's one-on-one. Brady's got to get a better push. Tom's got to put the ball outside. Those are easy pickups on 3rd and 4.
There was no separation, so.
Here's Amendola. Texas Tech speedster crosses the 40 inside to the Patriot 38-yard line. Aiken gets him down, but good field position for Bradford and the Rams. A 43-yard punt, 31-yard return. For the Northwestern Wildcats, what about Bradford, Steve?
Well, I'll tell you this, guys. You know, one thing about Bradford here, he's a rookie quarterback, but he's been very poised on the night. And the thing that's made him so effective, he's able to look one way. He's looking off his receivers. He's looking one way and throwing back another, and he's completing his passes and staying poised in the pocket. And that's a good sign. They want to see some good news out of Bradford on the sideline. So the guy's not at 12. He's definitely delivering on tonight. So we'll see at halftime, guys.
Very good, Steve. Here's Bradford, end-up run. Darby going off the right side. Adam Goldberg, a very valuable right guard, doesn't get the acclaim, but he can play any line position, much like you did, Randy, as a 49er. He led the blocking.
Right, and it's ideal if you're the play caller on any football team. If you're suddenly dealing on 2nd and 3, every single play in your playbook's open to you. Bill Belichick, after that game last week against Atlanta, noted they had 7 minus plays running the ball. That puts you at a disadvantage. This puts you at a huge advantage.
Darby goes near side, and he's going to be knocked down about the 32-yard line. Brandon Merriweather, the #1 pick of the Patriots in 07 out of Miami of Florida, now in his 4th year. Pro Bowl player, 5 interceptions in the 09 season.
Nice job by Lee Bodden, too. He's in the game, guys, on that side, forcing it outside. And remember what Coach Belichick told us today. He wants to take a look at a lot of guys in different combinations. So the 2 corners in the game right now, Lee Bodden and the rookie, Devin McCourty, outside one-on-one.
3 safeties still in the game, too, so.
Bradford puts it right where it had to be as he guns the ball to another rookie, Marty Gilliard from Cincinnati. He had 87 catches for 1,200 yards last season for the Bearcats of Cincinnati.
Look at the placement of this pass by Bradford. Bodden didn't have bad coverage. Bradford just put that ball out in front of Gilliard where Bodden couldn't get to it. That's a very nice job by the young quarterback, knowing what the coverage was and knowing that slight window he had to put the ball in.
He's got a slight window and a limited amount of time. The Patriots are pressuring him. And again, they go to Darby, getting a lot of work at running back. Bill Fork, the anchor of the defense. Nose tackle was the lead tackler.
If you last caught this football team last Thursday night against Atlanta, you may not recognize sort of the results so far because this defense has not really put much of a hiccup in Sam Bradford in these St. Louis Rams. Bradford is very confident, and they're running the ball extremely well.
And in his first 2 starts, he was not very confident. It's quite apparent. Here's another all-out blitz. They pick it up. Flag is down as the pass is to the wrong side of his intended receiver, Brandon Gibson of the Rams.
Offside, number 95 defense, 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
Tully Bantacane coming off the defense's right side. Right here, lining up off sides and then leaning and getting the jump. He's done that a couple times. Last 2 times he timed it perfectly. He's about 5 yards early there.
Randy, you have to watch the placement of the umpire too. You wonder how much holding the offense is getting away with. I saw Vince Wilfork get held earlier in the game, and Mike Wright 2 plays ago was held.
Lineman hold?
Never heard of that. Only holding if you get caught, right? Here's a handoff to Darby. And they again run inside effectively on the Patriot defense for a first down. Bantacane, 95, comes up to make the stop. But it's first down yardage for the Rams.
Coming from the outside, leaning, keeping that contained, and then falling back inside to make the play. Very nice job by Tully Bantacane. And you bring up a good point, though. So with that umpire now lined up on this near side, about 10 yards off the ball, he can't see half as much as he used to be able to see from the back. I don't care what anybody says.
And of course, what Bill told us today too, defensively, if you're behind a defensive line, you'll see the big offensive tackles have those mitts on the outside, and it's easier to tell that it's a holding call. Now all of a sudden you have 2 guys lying behind the tackles, and if you're looking from that angle, it looks like, okay, they have their hands on the pads to the outside. That just might be leverage.
And so far in this game, we talked about the running backs being a question for the New England Patriots, and what were they going to do? Andre Walsh, the umpire, has watched this St. Louis team run for 60 yards so far to 7 for the Patriots offense.
Penalty marker down. Might be a call on a defensive back.
Yeah, another offsides, taking a little jump right before the snap.
Yeah, it's going to be Chung on the left side, guys.
Offside, number 25 defense, lined up in the neutral zone. Half the distance to the goal, second down.
Yeah, right on Scott Zolak's side on the other side. Chung lines up offsides. Here he comes. Yep. Clearly offsides, and that's just discipline.
Yeah, they got to be smarter than that. This is not a kid where they're used to hearing a snap count. Say you're playing the Miami Dolphins and you hear Marino's snap count. Elway, very descriptive. They don't know Sam Bradford's count. You got to watch a football.
Yeah, I was going to say, what do you say? Just watch that Brown thing the center's got in his hands.
Nothing can happen to the left snap, and here is Darby again. Penalty marker comes down after Darby is stopped inside the Patriot 5-yard line.
There's a holding inside, and that was a call by our umpire.
Number 73, offense, 10-yard penalty, second down.
Well, Adam Goldberg, who had the big block on the 1 run for holding. 73.
There he is right there, right guard. Let's see if he gets him outside. Look at that left hand. See that left hand, and he is just grabbing the devil out of that left arm shoulder pad on the outside. Those shoulder pads are so small, it's hard to get that good a grip on it, but somehow Goldberg did.
That 49er offensive line made a living off that in the early 80s.
So inside the frame of the body. If you stay inside, it's not holding. It's good technique.
Let's see what the technique is now on second down. A throw and a catch and a touchdown for the Rams. Michael Amanoanui, a rookie tight end from Illinois, getting a lot of looks here tonight.
That's his second touchdown grab, and I tell you, Sam Bradford looking at the blitz, anticipating, stepping up, and now 11 of 14 for 143 yards and 2 touchdowns. Great job settling right into the hole. Boy, could he be more perfectly positioned around 3 Patriot defenders than that? Well, if you're worried about the health of Sam Bradford, don't be. Right now, he's kind of threatening everybody else's health for the Patriots.
His wife Myra, the president Chairman and CEO of the Patriots. The Patriots world changed on January 21st, 1994. When Robert Kraft went from season ticket holder to franchise owner. He said, he got the job. My objective in buying the Patriots is to help win a championship for New England. Well, he's won 3.
You know, what makes him and his family a little bit different, obviously a wonderful businessman, or you couldn't afford to buy a professional franchise like the New England Patriots, but also a really big fan. Originally a fan before he was anything else of this football team, and it makes him a different kind of the new breed of owner in the NFL, because he comes from not only the business standpoint, but also from the fan standpoint. Really appreciates that fan experience.
He'll quote your row and seat numbers vividly. He sat for so many years as a Patriot season ticket holder is now Brandon Tate, who has won a 97-yard kickoff return for a touchdown to open this game. He is brought down by Bradley Fletcher, who's having a very good night tonight. The game is brought to you by Ace Ticket, the official travel partner of the Patriots. Patriots conclude preseason game play next Thursday night. 7 o'clock start against the Giants in their new stadium in the Meadowlands of New Jersey.
Eli Manning will be there. Everyone was pretty concerned for him that Giant game. He got that pretty considerable gash on the top of his head.
That's right, yeah.
In fact, they had to specially design a helmet just so he can play. It's right there above the hairline.
They sell big Band-Aids, guys.
Yeah. Those of us with big heads like me don't worry about that.
Handoff running hard. Sammy Morris. First down carry out to the 30. Yeah, Manning, I was lucky to be back so soon. Caught in the bludgeonings of chance. His head was bloody but unbowed. He was playing with a stocking cap on in practice yesterday. Couldn't wear a helmet.
And that run there by Morris gives the Patriot running game 11 yards so far on the night. It's not what Bill Belichick and this organization was looking for out of this offense.
11-year veteran Sammy Morris, who broke a 20-yard touchdown run last week against the Falcons in Atlanta, brought down by Niall Diggs, veteran outside backer from Ohio State.
There was a very nice job on the backside by Niall Diggs, just staying and remembering his responsibility. Otherwise, Morris pops out that backside for a big gain. Protection here, 3rd and medium. They're not going to bite on play action.
Linebackers in the gaps. They're coming. Here's Brady. They give him time. Long ball downfield. Just off the hands of Brandon Tate.
Hey, Zoe, there's a difference between a young receiver and a Randy Moss. Randy Moss probably just keeps right on running. Tate dives at the very end, and you lose speed when you dive like that, don't you?
Not only that, Randy, Tate got pinned along the sideline, and you talk about a young guy as opposed to a veteran guy. The veterans know once you're out there on that boundary, you got to get back inside against the defender to allow the quarterback 3 yards to fade you back to the sideline, so he has an area. That's a hard throw for Brady to make right there.
Here's the punt, hit downfield. He's a threat every time he touches the ball. But the score is a surprising one, with the Rams a 1-15 team last season in the lead 17-7. Don Criqui with Randy Cross. Randy, you've got to really extol the work of this rookie quarterback. The guy's been terrific.
And it hasn't been like one specific thing. It hasn't been just Sam Bradford. Steven Jackson started out running the ball well. Darby's picked it up from there. The offensive line for St. Louis has done a nice job. To me, the biggest surprise has been the fact that the Patriots defense hasn't been more assertive after watching them frustrate Matt Ryan last week in Atlanta.
Bradford, his go-to back tonight has been Darby, the backup runner to Steven Jackson, their best runner, who worked just the first 2 series. Jackson with 5 straight seasons of 1,000 yards or more rushing. He had over 1,400 last season, Steven Jackson.
And people sort of poo-poo a lot. Bill Belichick will take an approach like, hey, it's a 7- yard runs. We got a lot of things that are far from perfect. Coaches see a team a little bit differently than fans do, and sometimes when you play like this in a preseason game, it's hard to argue with the coach's perception that they have a lot of people on the roster that are far from perfect.
Rod Mayo made that stop, and now Bradford's forced into a 3rd and long. The concern was with this 1-15 team, you know, Bradford be thrown to the wolves if they're going to be a bad club again, and they don't look like one tonight.
But if they can run, he's going to be okay. But they won't be able to run against everybody. There'll be a lot of these 3rd and long. 3rd and long, this belongs to the defense.
And when they're behind, they've got to still run their game plan. They just can't have him back there taking on blitzes and throwing the ball every down. Now, finally a pick. The rush was on, coming hard was Mike Wright, who put pressure on, and the intended receiver was Darcy Johnson, a tight end.
Merriweather looked like he was going to get that one. Once it went sort of flopping out there, Brandon McGowan and Merriweather are right there around the ball. McGowan gets it. Merriweather looks like he thought he might have had it.
Guys, I think it may have been the 2nd time Sam Bradford was pressured all night.
Here's the punt by Donnie Jones. Brandon Tate there catches the ball at the Patriot 20. Time now for our Subway Fresh Taste, Fresh Face. Here's a fresh run.
Maybe 97 reasons to like this kid. It's easy to start adding up those all-purpose yards down when you get 97-yard chunks, isn't it?
He did stuff like that all the time as a collegiate at North Carolina. Had the knee injury you're talking about. Didn't play much as a rookie, virtually not at all. But he's back in good form, and he's going to be a big part of this Patriot team as a receiver from scrimmage, as a kick returner. Now see what Brady does with 4:05 to play in the half. Sammy Morris runs. Rams are up to it. They stop it, throw it back. Darrell Scott was the tackler, 97.
Nice job, too, by Chris Long. Coming off the outside of that Ram defense. Good pursuit. Very nice responsibility by this Ram defense. When you see a running back make a cut on the backside, Scott's got him on the onside. Long's got him on the backside. There's really nowhere to go right now because the line's not creating any creases and holes.
Long, the son of former Raider great Howie Long. He's hard to block. Chris Long. Throwing a catch. There's Welker. Breaks the big play inside the 45-yard line of the Rams. Kevin Payne saved him going all the way. It was a 39-yard gain.
If you can frustrate a defensive end, you can protect. Here, Sebastian Vollmer does a nice job of protecting Tom Brady. Brady can stand there with confidence and just laser that thing down the field to a crossing Wes Welker. He is back.
It's amazing when Brady has time, guys, to step into his throws. That was a laser from down here on field level.
And it is first down for the Patriots. Brady pointing out possible blitzers. Brady loses his footing.
Wow, Algie Crumpler.
Algie Crumpler, 4 times a Pro Bowl player with the Atlanta Falcons, waving it off.
Yeah.
You know, if you're watching this from the naked eye, this is not a trip. Brady thought he had a free rusher coming at him, but Sammy Morris did a heck of a job picking up the blitz. Brady realized Sammy Morris picked it up. He was not touched while he was down. He got up and made a hell of a throw. But I tell you what,
he caught that.
He did catch it, Don, and the defender went to Brady's head.
Here comes the red flag.
Yep. He controlled that ball all the way through the catch, though.
Bill Belichick wants a replay review.
I like the fake slide, though, by Brady. That was pretty cool.
He was drafted by the Montreal Expos as a catcher.
Well, like Scott Zolak said, he was coming right up the middle. Free rusher.
He passed. We'll review the play.
Carl Cheffers is the referee.
Randy, you ever recall a quarterback going down because of the blitz, realizing he wasn't touched, got up and threw it?
That requires A, some pretty good instincts, and B, some nice protection.
I've seen him throw it out of bounds, but to still get up, make the throw, and then if you watch the replay, watch him take a shot in the jaw. He got to get hit for 15 yards for not illegal roughing, but roughing the quarterback there.
Yeah, Gary Gibson, defensive tackle, came up there and gave him a nice little shot, but I'll tell you what, Algie Crumpler controlled that ball. Even when it hit the ground, he never moved. Nice job by Sammy Morris. He got the free rusher. Now watch the ball. Does he control it? Hands on the side. Does it move? The logo never moves. He's got both hands on it, then he tucks it. I didn't see the ball budge. Usually if it spins and moves when it hits the ground like that.
I think the question was his left hand under the ball, between the ball and the ground.
I think he had the ball when he was laid out parallel, don't you think so?
I don't know if he controlled it. If you look at the lower level angle of it, I don't know if he controlled it where it looked like the ground helped him get it when he rolled over on his back.
I like it. Kind of like the HD screen and the whole effect there on our instant replay tent.
This is the first time we've been allowed inside the sacrosanct replay tent.
And let's not forget, this guy was one of the premier pass-catching downfield tight ends the early Mike Vick years in Atlanta.
And
so this guy could catch it.
And one heck of a blocker to go along with it too, so.
He's got to be what now, 32, 33 years old?
Yeah, but I think the key really was when his hands got on that ball before he ever hit the ground zone.
Yeah.
That ball never moves, and the logo, that gold labeled logo, is on the outside of that ball. And if you watch that through the catch, it never twists and turns and budges. The ball doesn't move until he turns over and tucks it into his shoulder well after he hits the ground.
I agree. I think it should be a catch, but I just wonder how much they're going to let that ground play into this.
Well, now Carl Sheffer says,
After review, the receiver had control of the ball throughout the process of the catch with a knee down in bounds. That is a catch at the 18-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10. New England will not be charged with a timeout.
and a well-thrown red flag by Bill Belichick, who is very high in his praise of Algie Crumpler, not just as a performer, but also as a mentor and a leader of the younger players on the team. He's a great teammate. 24-yard gain.
There's the ball, and if you look right in there, right about there, see the side of the ball, you can see that gold lettering. It never moved. Both hands control that ball all the way through the catch.
Morris goes off the left side. James Laurinaitis, second-year middle backer, makes the stop.
This is just what the doctor ordered for this offense. Little continuity, a little improvisation.
And we are down to 2 minutes to play in the first half. Patriots challenging. Steve Burton will be along. Steve, what you got for halftime?
All right, Don, thank you very much. I'm going to get a chance to talk to the owner, Robert Kraft. You know, he's done so many things. He's given back in so many ways, but something near and dear to his heart is cancer awareness and Dana-Farber. So we'll get a chance to chit-chat about that a little bit. And it's, well, just take a listen to what he's going to have to say. It's going to be pretty intriguing. Guys?
Very good. That's all coming up on the Dunkin' Donuts halftime report. Right now, with 2 minutes to play in the first half, the Rams a surprising 17-7 leader over the Patriots in a first half where they've gone with their frontline players, both sides of the ball. So it's ones against ones tonight, and the Rams having by far their best game in who knows how long after a 1-15 season.
And a little note here, remember, we're now 2 minutes. So the umpire is back in his old spot about 7 yards off the line of scrimmage behind the defense, behind the defensive line and the linebackers.
He's back in harm's way, but he sees things better. Great play by Brady. Working hard to the end zone is Rob Gronkowski.
They're calling him down.
Get him down inside the 1. Second round draft choice. Tremendous red zone threat with his size.
Second down. We might have another replay here, perhaps. Check out Gronkowski. What happens? When does the knee get down? Is it down before he reaches the ball?
I think he's in.
Yeah, he never gets down
Touchdown.
on the ground. His hand hits the ground, but that ball creases the goal line before anything
Without
else gets
question,
down.
it's a
Previous play is under review.
The touchdown. He takes the middle linebacker. That's the middle linebacker, Laurinaitis. He's bragging along it for about 4 yards.
And he's tugging and tugging and tugging. The only thing that goes down is his arm. The knee never hits and the hip doesn't hit. Oh, yeah. Tom Brady, have you seen this kind of emotion out of him the last couple of years, Zoe? One more time. Watch the knees, watch the thigh, even the forearm. What goes down is the hand and the ball reaches across. That is clearly a touchdown.
Without question, it's a touchdown. No
And he kept his shoe on.
Did it all. You know, he had a great play with Hoyer last week in Atlanta. Touchdown, 24-yarder.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's eerie to think of a guy that's 6'6", 6'7", and he's saying, "Come on, look up at that replay board." The official, to his credit, kind of doesn't glance up. That's not my job. The guy going into that hood, that's his job. Now, it can be the hand. It can be the palm of the hand. Now, you get past that, you start moving into the forearm. That's when you're going to be down. But it's not the forearm, it's the hand. Hand, reach, 6. Watch this left hand. Prop. See all that air? No, that's clearly going to be a touchdown.
Patriots have completely restructured the tight end position. All new guys. The veteran L.G. Crumpler comes in along with the rookies, Gronkowski and Aaron Hernandez. Hernandez having a real good preseason. Rookie from Florida. Gronkowski's from Arizona.
We saw Hernandez last week. Remember that back shoulder catch that Tom Brady in the red zone put that bullet on his backside, and he caught that thing for a touchdown? Some wonderful young weapons to have a guy that can move around in the back of the end zone like Hernandez, and then you got a 6'7" tight end that can make those kind of plays in the red zone also.
Here is Cheffers to say it's a touchdown.
After review, the ball penetrated the goal line prior to the runner being down by contact. It is a touchdown. St. Louis will be returned their timeout. Please set the game clock to 1:55. 1:55 on the game clock, please.
In case you just walked in and said, "Hey, what happened?" Well, Laurinaitis is the linebacker, and Gronkowski drug him into the end zone, or at least dragged him along about the 3-4 yard line, and was able to stretch into the end zone for 6 points.
So the Patriots, who took a stunning 7-0 lead on the first play of the game, the kickoff return by Brandon Tate.
I see this is rookie haircut week.
Yeah, it's
Zoe, you ever have one like that?
he wasn't. He wasn't
the Tim Tebow Tuck Fryer look was the one I sported.
That one Gronkowski had, that wasn't from a stylist on Newberry Street. That's
Absolutely not. Belichick was down here, guys. He wanted to know what
really
the heck
bad.
took so long to make that call. They told him we weren't looking at the knee or the foot or the arm. We wanted to make sure that the ball broke the plane of the goal line. Still don't know what took so long.
There's no way. Yeah, that absolutely should have been a very quick decision.
right about the bye week to be back to a normal look.
Normal haircut. You have no choice when you get chopped like that. You're going down. You're bringing it all the way down.
But Zoe is right. There's nothing quite to equal Tebow's Fryer Tuck look that the Broncos gave him.
I tell you what, though, this kid's a beast. He's got a size 16 and a half shoe. He's wearing the number of one of my former teammates, Ben Coates.
Wow.
There hasn't been a tight end that has come in and been able to run the middle, run vertical, and make plays like this since Coates. This kid's done it in about 3 weeks.
That was a tremendous play. Brady and Gronkowski combining on a touchdown, the extra point. Now the Patriots have rallied back to within 3. And the Rams will have a minute 55 to work with. Gostowski picks it up. Amendola. Out to the 25.
Now you got to pay attention, darling. You're having fun. You saw a touchdown. No big deal. Oh, gets a little loud down there.
The Massachusetts regiment's in good form.
I like the Captain Jack Patriots hat on her brother.
Captain Jack Sparrow.
Yes.
Now the ball is out to the 25-yard line, and we'll see what number 8, Sam Bradford, can do in the 2-minute drill. I have 150 in it. Checking down, nobody home, incomplete, 2nd and 10.
So, you know, unlike the last time he threw it away or threw it down, where there wasn't anybody 10, 15 yards away, right there, Darby's sitting on the ground, so he literally throws it over the top.
And a reminder that the Dunkin' Donuts halftime report is coming up with Steve Burton. He'll be talking to Robert Kraft about the Patriots Charitable Foundation and the Dana-Farber Cancer Initiative, a tremendous movement here in New England for many years. Handoff, and Darby on a slant run doesn't get much, so they're probably going to take their winnings here, Randy, and look to run it out. We'll see if the Patriots use their timeouts.
Illegal formation. Number 77 was not on the line of scrimmage. 5-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
It's something you usually see a lot of in the preseason.
They would
Called
like to
on Jason
decline
Smith,
the penalty if
the
he
young
third
tackle.
down.
Look at those feet. Now, part of it is his lower body may be in a perfect position. When you get those shoulders done, you saw him kind of tilted and cockeyed to the sideline. That gives a bad angle for the official on the sideline. So I think that's just a matter of knowing where to align your body properly for Steve Spagnuolo's young tackle.
So 3rd and 8. They don't convert. Patriots will get the ball back, and Brady can do a lot with it with that much time.
A lot square in right tackle.
Long ball. McCourty with a tremendous timing move. The number 1 draft choice out of Rutgers puts on a burst.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Number 95 defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic. 1st down.
And Avery went down grabbing that knee. Tully Van-Tekane got that roughing the passer penalty on Sam Bradford.
Yeah, guys, this is a no-brainer here. Tully Van-Tekane went right to the head of Sam Bradford, helmet-to-helmet contact. They're going to throw 10 out of 10 times.
Without question. And the Rams are very thin at wide receiver, and this is one of their better ones, Donnie Avery, who apparently has a helmet in his right knee.
Get the cart. Your leg's not supposed to wobble like that.
Another terrific look on a very unfortunate play for Avery, who is beyond fast. He's in that 4-2 area.
And that speaks too to the recovery ability of McCourty, getting back all the way. He had an edge on him. McCourty closed, read the receiver's eyes in his hands, and got the hand up in a perfect spot.
St. Louis will be charged with a timeout because an injury inside 2 minutes requires a charged timeout. That's their first of the half.
So with 1:32 left to play, the orthopedic specialist for the Rams out there, there's a guy that knows that difficult problem of a knee injury, injured in the last regular season game against Houston. Wes Welker underwent surgery February 3rd, and here he is back.
I'll tell you guys, I'm standing right in front of Avery, but the guy closest to him is Wes Welker. And Welker, you can just imagine what's going through his mind right now. He's looking at him, wondering how Avery is doing. But, you know, to be up close and personal, standing on the sideline, Wes Welker has been through this before. He's seen this. He's watching Avery try and get up, but they're going to get up slowly with this guy.
And Wes Welker knows as well as anybody, but in this fraternity, when you see this kind of a play, there's very much a there but for the grace of God go I kind of attitude for players.
So Donnie Avery still down. Taken to the sideline, a very important part of the Rams offense, their best deep threat. And it's very unlikely we'll see him back tonight. unfortunately.
You know, and it usually doesn't look like much when you have that type of a thing, but it's that high-speed wobble I refer to it as, and I know that's not exactly the most tactful term, but your legs aren't meant to do that. And what a class move there by Wes Welker, showing the kind of concern he is not only for an opponent, but also knowing a little bit of what this kid's going through right now.
Well, they're all brothers in the cause. Football brothers, and nobody wants to see anybody get hurt, but fortunately Avery goes off on the cart, and now with 1:32 left to play in the first half, and the Rams leading by 3. Rookie quarterback Sam Bradford has some time to work and maybe get in field goal range.
Well, they got over a minute and a half and 2 timeouts. This is an eternity to an NFL quarterback, or should be when he becomes one.
Another nice check down to Amendola. Wes Welker hurt in the final regular season game. Here he is against the Texans. Cut back, twisted, and need reconstruction of his knee. Again, an underneath throw. Bradford smoothly timing his throws right on target.
Nothing wrong with that. Like we said, with 2 timeouts in your back pocket, and right now just getting under a minute to go. In situation practice, which you should be doing a ton of this time of the year and throughout a season, you do this at least once or twice a day.
Man, there's a thunderous put on. Ball was in hands. Darcy Johnson.
Holding, offense, 10-yard penalty.
The referee called that one. He's looking at the quarterback. As soon as that quarterback starts moving out of the pocket, as soon as Sam Bradford moves at all, that referee is into his range of vision.
Holding is on number 76. Holding on number 76.
And that was the left tackle, Roger Saffold, the rookie out of Indiana. Working against Tully Bantakane as he has most of the night. Bantakane pretty consistent with his pressure.
Yeah, Bantakane's been in there once, coming in late with a hot hit. Flag for a roughing the passer kept the drive alive. Brandon Gibson coming back at the ball.
I'll tell you what, this kid Bradford doesn't fluster right now, because they're bringing the rush, they're bringing the blitz, Don, and he's stepping right into it, and he's delivering most of these balls right before he gets his chops massaged.
What a first half he's having. 14 of 19 for Sam Bradford for 171 yards.
2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns, exactly. Steve Spagnuolo, longtime New Englander, went to Springfield College, coached at Maine, coached at UMass, coached at UConn.
Start, number 76, offense. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Guys, as good as
in order
Bradford.
to avoid a 10-second runoff, St. Louis has elected to use their second charge timeout, a 30-second timeout.
As good as Bradford is right there, you know, making that nice throw prior to that, he's got to let his guys get set after that. One of the hardest things to do in that 2-minute mode, and Randy, you know that, especially these linemen that are moving 10 yards, you're getting gas more so than the skill guys are. You got to make sure all your guys are set, and that's part of the process. But for a young guy, it's hard to throw against the prevent defense. This guy knows where each and every one of his receivers are. I'm really impressed with him. I didn't think he was this good.
Absolutely so, and I think we will look at that young left tackle too. Saffold, he's got Tully Bantakane on the brain. He knows there's pressure coming off the edge. He's guessing at the snap count, and Bradford has to know his young linemen have to anticipate it.
2nd down and 13. Boy, he's throwing darts. Penalty marker comes in after the catch. Tell you, Bradford, Charlie Casserly told us that Bradford had the best workout of any quarterback in the last 10 years, he thought. That's why he went number 1, even though he didn't play last year because of the injury. And tonight, I mean, you can't look better than he does for rookie.
Oh, I agree. And gets a
Prior
little
to
help
pass,
here.
holding, number 24 defense. That penalty's declined. The result of the play, 1st down.
Yeah, regardless of how good Bradford is, these type of slot plays, you know, to the corner and down the numbers, down the seam, these should not be happening against these defensive backs with these type of receivers. No disrespect to their receivers, but you can't give up chunks like this in a 2-minute situation.
Bradford again. Now this time he throws it away. It's interesting. Bradford was not that highly recruited by Oklahoma. The #1 high school quarterback in the country was Rhett Bomar, who went to Oklahoma the same year. Rhett Bomar ended up transferring to Sam Houston State, and Bradford ended up winning the Heisman Trophy.
Well, you look at arm strength, and that's kind of an obvious for a quarterback. It's something you either have or you don't have. You know, looking at Brady Quinn at Denver, some of these preseason games, pretty obvious he doesn't have that strong of an arm. He has, I mean, Bradford has that, but it's the accuracy, it's the winning ability, it's the ability to put your team in the end zone. There's a lot of tangibles that this kid has, and he has them as highly rated as most.
The inbounds. Ron Robinson was not inbounds. Kevin McCourty trying to cover, but Robinson had him beaten.
Badly there. That wouldn't have been good in Canada.
Now with the wider field.
Yeah, a little wider field. It would have needed to be about 5 yards wider for.
It's too easy to throw, guys. Too easy to throw. He's made throws 10 times harder than that throughout the course of the evening.
Is that unusual for a young quarterback, though?
Yeah, you get a little antsy, especially in this situation, Randy. I think he felt a little pressure from Derek Burgess on that one. Stepped up and just pulled the string on it just a tad too early.
Josh Brown, who hit 6 field goals over 50 yards last year, booms them right down the middle from 45 yards out. And with 1 second to play in the first half, the Rams now build a 20-14 lead. They've led by as much as 17-7. So there's not much Tom Brady. He won't get on the field. Rams will kick off, probably squib kick. As soon as it's touched, the second will go and the half is over. Brady 8 of 10 for 103 yards and a touchdown in the first half.
But here's something, you know, he played the first half last week against Atlanta. The key now is you want your entire football team go in at halftime, make your adjustments, and come back out and get used to restarting. You're going to do it again in 2 weeks for the first time for real. That's on both sides. Not only the Patriots, but also Steve Spagnuolo's Rams are going to have to go in there, see, make some kind of adjustments, and then come out and start this third quarter.
With this performance, and this has to really buoy the Ram fans. In '99, they were the Super Bowl champions. And then it all came a cropper. 0-1, they got back to the Super Bowl, were beaten by the Patriots, upset, a major upset. And then it's been all downhill. But fortunes turn on #1 picks sometimes. Sometimes they're total busts. Squib kick, half's over, and the Rams hold a 20-14 lead.
The end of the first half.
So that's the end of the first half with the score. The St. Louis Rams 20, the New England Patriots 14. Stay tuned for Steve Burton and the Dunkin' Donuts halftime report. That's coming up after these messages. Stadium, tonight's first half stats are brought to you by McDonald's. And the Rams with a commanding advantage in overall yardage, 241 to 106, primarily on the passing of rookie Sam Bradford.
McDonald's slogan, I'm loving it. I'm not sure Bill Belichick was loving that first half.
Tell you, 15 first downs to 4. Brandon Tate, who opened the game in front of the fan, he opened the game with a 97-yard kickoff return. Now, Gostowski ready to kick off for the Patriots. Artie Gilliard, rookie 4th-round draft choice from Cincinnati. He was a college game breaker. Good return out close to the 25-yard line. Moments ago, Scott Zolak talked with Tom Brady.
Thanks, guys. Joined by Bill Belichick at halftime. Coach, a couple
Belichick.
big plays, special teams in the first half. 2 big plays by your tight ends going in. What was your take?
Well, just overall, you know, we didn't have a very good half. We didn't cover punts very well. Couldn't make a first down on offense. Couldn't stop them on defense. So hopefully we can play a little more competitively this half.
All right.
Do a little better job of coaching and do a little better job of playing.
this being the third preseason game, you're going to let your guys go into the third quarter, see how they handle the halftime?
Yeah, we're going to keep playing.
All right, there you go. Thanks, Coach. Good luck. Back up to you guys.
I believe the jingle would be, Don, he's not loving it.
No.
Not a happy camper, and rightfully so.
Ojinaka, a new acquisition, had been with Atlanta. Bill Belichick likes him because he can play multiple line positions. And now, Thaddeus Lewis is in at quarterback for the Rams.
Record-setting quarterback for Duke, David Cutcliffe there.
A lot of coaching in that position from Cutcliffe. But the Rams have to be well pleased with the first half of their top draft choice, the league's top draft choice, Sam Bradford. We take a look at Thaddeus Lewis, 6 feet tall, good size. And taking on a Patriot defense can be rough on rookies. Although Bradford, his whole world changed tonight after only 44% completions over his first 2 preseason games. Tonight he just lit it up. 15 to 21 for 182 and 2 touchdowns.
Well, this whole offense for St. Louis Rams rose to the challenge, which conversely, begs the question, what happened with this Patriots defense? They frustrated Matt Ryan pretty good last week. That Atlanta Falcons offense, that isn't exactly an empty chair. That's Gonzalez and Turner and Ryan and company, and really not the case. They didn't get the heat they needed, and they haven't stopped the run effectively.
Miss Obanaya, second-year runner from Texas, runs the ball into Derek Burgess. You might see a lot of running the ball now as the first team's got a long look tonight.
Well, predominantly there's an awful lot of that first team defense still on the field for the New England Patriots. Not so much for the St. Louis Rams, but they want to see a stop. They want to see this defense stifle the offense.
Rams are doing a good job, Randy, picking up blitzers.
Down by contact. That ball came loose after he was down.
Target was the tight end, Darcy Johnson, a former New York Giant who the Patriots will see next Thursday night at the Meadowlands.
Does he control it? Yeah, it came out after. He's reaching with the ball.
25
Knees down, then the ball comes out.
Pat Chung, he got the start tonight. It was a very high pick, 34th overall last year, top of the second round. Time for playing time at safety. Third and short. Rams go to a power run. Manaya takes it ahead, and he has a first down for St. Louis. Von Brace was on the stop.
There's not really a whole lot in the way of let's go ahead and try to trick anybody for the St. Louis Rams. This is right straight up the middle. You got your tight end. You've got a fullback. We talk about that personnel. Scott Zolak pointed out that they've got 3 safeties on the field for New England, and they just ran right at Pepper Johnson's defensive line.
Rams trying to get it all turned around after going over the last 3 seasons 6 and 42. As Thaddeus Lewis has the ball slapped back at him. 1 and 15 last year in the first year of Steve Spagnuolo.
Saw earlier the stats on Thad Lewis. He's 6 feet tall. He's got a good high delivery, so that compensates for some of that, lack of height, not being the 6'4", 6'5" player. But when a D lineman gets his hands right in the middle of the throwing lane like that, like Wilfork did, just knock that thing right out of the air.
Rams try to power the ball again. Not much there. Patriots shut it down. Van Kane, who had a terrific year a season ago with 10 sacks for the Patriots. He owned Buffalo. He had 5 of the sacks against the Bills.
Pretty nice job here, just squaring up on the tight end. Smacking him right back into the backfield and then coming off and making the tackle. The problem with the defense, and you look at those third down conversions, 0 for 4 for the Pats, 2/3 for St. Louis.
This will be a tough conversion. 3rd down and almost 10. Officially 3rd and 9. Lewis gets some time. Checks down. An open field tackle on Obadiah by Gerard Mayo, who's the NFL's Defensive Rookie of the Year 2 seasons ago. He had some nagging injuries last year.
Illegal contact, number 28, defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic, 1st down.
28 is Darius Butler, cornerback. So the marker is, ball has moved down to the 48-yard line of the Patriots. It's a 1st down for the Rams.
You know, the problem for the defense, Don, is we keep pointing out these occasional good plays by some of the players, but defense is in its purest form. It's about 11 guys. And you can have 9 look really good, 1 look okay, and then 1 guy be out of place, and the offense does it right. They can exploit you. And right now it would appear that's a lot of what's happening. It's not everybody getting beat on every play. It's just, it's hitting and missing.
Something about the weakest link in the chain at times. It all comes apart. Patricia, the linebacker coach, deep in thought.
You keep your pencil right where you can chew on it.
On 1st and 10, Lewis can run. And he busted inside the 40-yard line and takes it down close to the 38-yard line. Brandon Spikes brings him down.
Really, the frustration here for the Patriots defense on this drive specifically has to be pretty significant, because this is the backup Rams offense. And this is a lot of their starters for New England, and they just can't get these guys off the field. What's it look like from your angle, Zoe?
Absolutely no energy whatsoever. Look at the huddle, look at them walking around, look at them standing at the line of scrimmage. 10 times different, night and day, from what it was 2 weeks ago when they played the Saints here.
Obadiah runs the ball on the 2nd down, and he gets enough for the 1st down.
That's 10 plays in this drive so far to start this 2nd half.
This doesn't get you off the field any quicker, Randy, too. You know, I mean, you heard Bill after the half. His guys are going to play. He wasn't happy about what went on. He came to the top of the steps. He threw a plastic cup. I didn't really want to do the interview at that time, but he said, let's get this thing done. He said, we're going to play till we start playing.
Dederick is in the defensive line of the Patriots, a rookie from Alabama, free agent. Trying to unlock this Patriot defense with the power run game. That is Tostin, Keith Tostin, who runs the ball. Rookie from Oklahoma State. Had some good moments in the preseason earlier.
There's a great just crash by Tully Bantakane. We've seen him a lot with those feet chopping, anticipating the snap. He timed it perfectly. Crashed in from that backside, making that tackle. Good aggressive play. And another example, one guy making a really good play, but if onside you don't have the right defense being played, that running back can get through and you're still going to get positive yards.
Well, they're eking out the positive yards and a lot of 1st downs in this game. Lewis, quick of foot, gets the ball away to the tight end Johnson. He is taken down to the 32-yard line. We'll bring up 3rd down and about 5. Now Darcy Johnson limps off. They had one very serious loss tonight. Downey Avery injuring his right knee and going off on the card. Wide receiver for the Rams.
Still a lot of standing around, guys. And not to make any excuses, but there was no game planning for this game. 3rd preseason game. The other 2 weeks, they saw both teams, both the Saints and Atlanta, for 4 practices prior to the game, so you got a good feel for your opponent. Yeah, they kind of walked into this one tonight.
8 minutes in this drive, 12 plays.
Lewis does a good job evading trouble, evading a possible sack. Gets the ball to Kenneth Darby, running back. And the Rams march on with another 1st down, a 9-yard gain on the broken play. Good work by the backup quarterback, Thaddeus Lewis.
And Tully Bantakane coming off the left side of your screen, bringing the pressure. But when he does bring the pressure, there's no one to follow up that pressure. It's one of the really underappreciated keys in most defenses is you can't have just one pass rusher. You got to have first guy to put on the pressure. You got to have everybody else to rally behind him, take advantage of him when you flush him.
First down. And again, they go right at the Patriot defense with Obanaya running the ball. Chris Obanaya from Texas. Gerard Warren stops him. Warren could be called on a lot this season, Randy, to be a major component of the defense in front of the Patriots now with Ty Warren out for the year.
Oh, without a doubt. And Gerard Warren, the first 2 games, had done a very nice job of penetrating and playing very powerfully on the defensive line. Not too much penetrating tonight. We're inside of 9 minutes on this drive right now.
Another run play. Play fake. He's going to throw it downfield to the 10-yard line. Gibson working his way down and in. Touchdown, St. Louis Rams. No flag, so a good play fake. And Lewis drops back and puts it on the hands of Brandon Gibson, second-year receiver from Washington State.
You brought up, this might be a run. Well, that was a great run formation. That looked like a run. That led to play action. That led to one-on-one between Butler and he. 15 plays, 76 yards, 9 minutes and 19 seconds. Capped off with a great individual effort by Gibson.
Yash Brown with the point after. There is a penalty marker down.
Holding, number 86, offense, 10-yard penalty. Repeat the try.
So they'll repeat the try for point.
Just became a 25 or a 30-yard field goal.
Except you only get one, right?
You only get one, right.
Rouge, as they say in Canada. Right now, the ball will be spotted at the 20 for the extra point try. Yash Brown angles his kick up and through. And the Rams come in as an underdog, but have extended to a 27-14 lead on the Patriots. Quarterback the Patriots here in the third quarter as his team is down to the St. Louis Rams 27-14. A long drive over 9 minutes culminating in a touchdown pass. That one was thrown by Thaddeus Lewis.
Well, normally with this time to go in the third quarter, you'd say, well, I mean, the starting offense, even at this point, is not going to be on the field. Time of possession, 29 minutes and 44 for St. Louis, 9:35 for the pass. This is in punishment. They just haven't had the ball. Yeah. Almost 10 minutes gone in the third quarter, and the offense hasn't seen the field.
Here's Devin McCourty, the rookie from Rutgers, the top draft choice, who broke 2 kickoffs, combined over 100 yards in the last game here against the Saints. Brady's ready to go to work. Game and a surprising 13-point lead on the Patriots with 5:37 left to go. Scott Zolak's been a long time since Brady's been out there.
46 minutes, Don. It's like a pitcher in a bad rain delay. Last time this team had energy, Gronkowski with the nice catch, the stretch, the touchdown. You thought, hey, maybe they could carry it over to the third quarter. Let's see what happens. Can't believe there's under 6 minutes left to go in the third quarter.
Brady 8 for 10 tonight for 103 yards and a touchdown. Lining up in the shotgun. Quick out. Well executed. Sam Aiken gets the ball. A lot of people around the league feel, Randy, that nobody runs a bubble screen or whatever you want to call it, slip screen better than the Patriots.
Well, one of the reasons is look at big Matt Light just getting out and splattering himself a little block in front of Aiken. That really was the key, and that's why they run it so well, is their linemen move so well.
Here's Brady with a good play fake. The big arm of Tom Brady. That's Moss. It's going to go the distance. What a play. 65 yards. The great ones can make it happen fast.
Well, I got to be honest, that was kind of a clinic. Put that thing in a high school clinic for quarterbacks, put it in for receivers, put it in for an entire offense. Very good protection to start with. Scott Zolak talked earlier about Tom Brady being able to step up and let it rip. That wasn't a laser, that was a bomb, and he let that thing rip to Randy Moss.
There's the change from last week in Atlanta when he had time. He waited until Randy got open. He threw it, he underthrew it. This time felt the pressure, let the thing go. Go let that guy go get it.
And the extra point by Gostowski is up and good, and now the game is a 27-21 count in favor of the Rams. And the Patriots will kick off when we come back. Trailing the Rams 27-21.
St. Louis, 9 minutes and 19 seconds so far in the second half. In possession time, they got 7 points out of that. Patriots, 40 seconds of possession time, and they got 7 points out of that.
Whatever it takes. So Gostowski ready to kick off now for New England. Gostowski, first team All-Pro kicker last season, rewarded with a new 4-year contract. Fourth-round draft choice out of the University of Memphis. We didn't even have a football scholarship out there. He's a partial baseball scholarship. Now Marty Gilliard goes up the middle and gets it out to the 29, and from way back a penalty marker comes flying in. Which might indicate an illegal block.
It was holding.
During the return, holding, number
Yes,
56 of the return team, 10-yard penalty, timeout.
Call it a second instinct. I could kind of smell them from this distance.
So the Rams will start now in their own end, way back.
Two passes, 45 minutes apart. The first one to the rookie tight end, Gronkowski. Look at the effort to get in, breaks the end line. And I tell you what, utter pure devastation right here. This is how you kill people. Randy Moss, 65 yards through the air. They hit pay dirt. We'll see how much more number 81 and 12 play in this game. Let's go back up to Don Criqui and Randy Cross.
Thank you, Scott. That was Kevin Payne, number 30, chasing Randy Moss, who at age 33 can still run by defensive backs. What a player. 140 career touchdowns in the regular season and playoffs. Obanaya runs the ball now for the Rams, who continue to lead the game 27-21.
And these two, along with Wes Welker, who's sitting right there next to Tom, this would seem to be setting up to be a pretty incredible year for this receiving group with Tom Brady. If he's going to have the kind of accuracy we've seen so far, 10 out of 12 tonight, bunch of yards, couple touchdowns.
False start, number 48, offense, 5-yard penalty, second down.
And remember, Don, this is all setting up for that opener against the Cincinnati Bengals. That's the game that really matters when you're evaluating this from the New England Patriots standpoint. It's all aiming at that one game. So whether it's the defensive line battle, who's trying to impress Bill Belichick, how Brady and his receivers are setting up, it's all about Marvin Lewis's team coming in here.
That's the opener. Bengals come in on opening day to Gillette, and then the Patriots go to the Meadowlands to play the Jets.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 55, defense, contact to the helmet, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Yeah, again, you've got to look at this. You cannot get close. How close did he get, or did he actually sort of do a faux job. You saw Spikes put his hands up trying to distract Lewis. I'm not sure if he ever really hit him in the head. Might have just glanced with that right hand. But you get close to the head, the rookie's got to learn. You cannot get close to the head of a quarterback in this league. They will call that.
No question. The number one assignment of the referee is to protect the quarterback in National Football League games. They don't want quarterbacks endangered species with any late hits or high hits. Here's the throw, and on the run is Jamie McCoy, but another penalty marker is thrown.
Yeah, I think before that ball was actually thrown, Brandon Gibson, the wide receiver, might have been blocking out in front.
Let's see what Carl
Prior to the
Shepard.
pass, illegal contact. Number 23, defense. That penalty is declined. The result of the play, first down.
Lee Bodden is certainly locked into one of the starting positions. There's competition going for the other one. McCourty's right in the hunt there.
There's the illegal contact right there. Bodden's got his hands all over Gibson. That's an easy one to call. They'll tolerate a little bit of contact, but repeated impeding, they're going to call that illegal contact every time.
To the run. Benaya. The defensive line needs a very important player at the defensive end in place of Ty Warren out for the season.
Well, along with running backs that Scott Zolak talked about earlier, that's got to be the one big position battle that a lot of eyes are on in the last couple of preseason games here. Who's going to come out of there with a D-line starting jobs?
Yeah, Randy, I think it's Gerard Warren's job to lose. They're just seeing if they could get the big guy going. You know, he's a veteran they brought here to play a specific role. I don't think when he ever thought he was coming here that Ty Warren was going to be out, you know, with the hip surgery. We'll see him next year. But that's a lot. That's a lot of plays that this guy's going to have to play at a very high level.
And you know, Scott, when you look at this whole group really vying for that one spot, Cunningham's inactive tonight. Diedrich's a rookie out of Florida. Myron Pryor really impressed last year. And we got Gerard Warren in that group. Don't forget Ron Brace. We saw Brace get a sack earlier.
Ron Brace has to step up, Randy. He had a nice sack earlier in the game, but it's almost that, I don't want to say this is a drop-dead date for him, but we got to find out, can he play football? Does he want to play football? Can he stay in shape?
Rams have 345 total yards of offense tonight to just 178 for the Patriots. Gilliard getting the ball on the flank, trying to work his way through the defender. Wheatley to get to the first down marker, did not. And so the Rams will send out their punter, Donnie Jones, who can boom it. Be interesting now, Randy, to see who comes in at quarterback for the Patriots.
Well, in this one here, this kind of a kick is they're trying to kill this thing and back this offense up as much as possible. If you go by just looking over on the sideline, which offensive line is going in, that's that starting offensive line for the Patriots, Don, that's getting ready to go back into the game. It may still be Braden.
Taylor Price, rookie receiver. They're catching the ball now for the Patriots. He waves it off and the ball goes, but they save it.
Yeah, I think they did. 1 yard line.
No touchback signal, so a great play on special teams coverage by the Rams. Brady is coming in, and he'll have the long field to go. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 2 yard line.
I'm standing with 5 of the luckiest people on the planet. These are 5 $1 million lottery winners from the Patriot Instant Tickets for Life. And let me tell you something, this is just unbelievable. Angelo, I'm going to start with you because Angelo's on his way to Curry College and opened up a Patriot scratch ticket, and what happened?
My dad woke me up in the morning, woke me up to go down to the store. I went down with him. Wasn't going to go. I got the ticket, scratched it, didn't look at it right away. Went back to my house, scratched it again, realized what it was, and
did you believe it?
No, not at all, not at all.
So you're a millionaire already, on your way to school. That's going to help pay for your education.
Of course, yes.
Unbelievable. Derek, to my left.
Yes.
Tell me about your story, because you were on your way out of Massachusetts, and now you end up staying.
Yes, that was previous employer was on the verge of moving the company out of state, and I had a choice of going with them or staying behind and being on unemployment. 2 weeks before that point, I scratched the ticket, won $1 million.
Did you believe it when you scratched?
No, not at all. I only matched one number, came up as $1 million winner, and I went up to my wife and said, "What do you think I won on this?" And didn't believe it.
Millionaires. Unbelievable. Patriot instant ticket. And not only that, some of us won season tickets for life. Rafaela did that.
Yes, I did. I've been a Patriot fan all my life, and I've never been to the stadium or to a game, and all of a sudden, I'm a lifetime season ticket holder.
Yes, so you go.
Special.
Congratulations.
It's a pleasure meeting you. Thank you.
I do want to let people know there are still 5 $1 million tickets available. So go and get the Patriot instant ticket. Randy Don, back to you.
What stories, what great stories. That young guy winning $1 million on his way to college. If I won $1 million at his age, I'd be on my way to the beach. It's going to go right off to college.
Great. What a fantastic. And there's 5 more out there, Don.
5 more out there and more season tickets for life out there.
Maybe on your way back to the palatial Cricky Estate in New Jersey, you might want to stop and see if you can get one of those scratch-offs on the way out of the state.
No question.
It's happened before.
Ease the pain. Here is Brady. Look at that throw. What a play. What a beautiful NFL throw. What a masterpiece. Threading it down the middle to Gronkowski.
Now remember where this drive started. So it doesn't all have to happen in 1 or 2 plays. 32 yards down the center of the field. Beautiful placement. You hear all the time about power arms. And, he's got a strong arm. You got to be able to have about a half a dozen different speeds, maybe a half a dozen on each drive.
Look at this. There's a foul. He grabbed his arm. No flag, though. The official said it was clean.
You're telling me Kevin Dockery didn't have his right arm?
Absolutely impeded his progress.
Right there?
Probably grabbed
just a little grab.
You can't cover him, so you might as well grab at him. But there's no penalty, so it's 2nd down and 10, and you get the feeling that Randy's going to be striking deep again. Underneath. And that'll do it for 3 quarters of play at Gillette.
The end of the 3rd quarter.
It's the end of the 3rd quarter with the Rams leading the Patriots 27-21. We'll be back with more on the Patriots preseason television network after these messages. Stadium where the underdog Rams continue to lead the Patriots after 3 quarters of play, 27-21. But the Patriots coming alive here in the 2nd half behind the arm of Tom Brady, who hit a 65-yard scoring throw, and Brady's still in the game as we start the 4th quarter.
62 yards so far on just this drive. They started on the 1.
Well, there's a fastball on target. And it's going to be enough, it would appear, for the 1st down. Sam Aiken, who's been a really good player. Got him off the waiver wire, I believe, cut by the Bills. Aiken's a little top special teamer.
Yeah, and that's really where he's made his bones with this team, has been on the special teams and then being able to come in and fill in as a receiver when they need it.
So it is a 1st down for Brady and the Patriots. All out blitz. Brady likes that. Going deep. Defender gets in front of Aiken, who was the deep target. And it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Well, a really nice job by Darian Stewart working against Aiken. He gets that body position, and that's not interference. That's just excellent defense. That's using your body as sort of an extra defender on the field, literally, because the receiver can't run through you.
What a nice throw there to Kevin Falk. How many 100 times have those guys done that? Falk coming out, taking the swing passes. The Patriots now driving towards what could be a tying touchdown and a lead with the extra point.
How about this guy Zoe after he catches the ball? I mean, most backs have run out of bounds. He got 7 yards after he caught it.
Yeah, it looks like he was going to get 5 there, but the big thing, even prior to that, coverage really going over to Randy Moss's side. It's forcing Brady to throw those fade routes to Aiken. I'm sure that's not the matchup he's really looking for, but coverage is dictating him to go where he has to.
Wow, what a play. Gronkowski in the end zone again. 3 touchdowns over the last 2 games, 2 tonight, 20 yards. And the Patriots are now ready to take the lead with the extra point. Man, Great ones make it happen fast.
Boy, section 306 in the upper deck just broke out the Polish flags. They're flying with pride up there.
Yeah, beautiful job. Gronkowski detached at the tight end position, almost in a tight slot. And you got a tight end with that kind of height, that kind of long arms and leaping ability. That's a hole in the defense. The defense didn't even know it has.
What a red zone threat he is, Gronkowski. So the Patriots have rallied back, and they now lead the game 28-27, and the Patriots will kick off when we come back to Foxborough.
Position gets detached from his right tackle, Sebastian Vollmer, and he's lined up right over in here, away from the line of scrimmage, away from the tackle, and that lets him come straight up the field. Not a fancy route, just almost directly up above where he lined up, but at his height and those arms, that's custom made for Tom Brady with his accuracy.
Well, Scott Zolak, you were talking about, you haven't seen a guy presented this many threats in the tight end position for the Patriots since Ben Coates.
Yeah, but the big thing is, guys, this guy gets it. He understands where he needs to be. When he sees a seam in the middle, he went right to it. And he's thinking along the same lines of a guy that's played in the league for 11 years. Brady's going into his 11th year, a couple Super Bowls, a couple MVPs, and this kid's going to be an impact player. Hernandez isn't healthy. He's not really playing tonight. You know, once they advance that from the H-backs position, they got some devastating guys here as rookies that can contribute big time to this football team.
Hey, Zoe, isn't one of the strengths of this football team and this organization how they pass that along to the young players, the older veterans and the people that have been around, teach these youngsters how to work really, really quickly?
Yeah, I mean, and that's the big thing when you come here, and you hear it a lot talked about between all the veterans that elect to, you know, come here as a free agent, that it's different here, that the tempo's quicker, the classrooms are much more higher paced than where they've been or where they spent 6 years, and they get how to win. And I think that's the biggest thing, and that's so critical why Algie Crumpler first had to be brought in here. And in every positional group, you need to have that one veteran presence that teaches rookies how to be professional football players. And Crumpler should do that for these two guys.
Well, as Taylor Price said, around the Patriots, he's a rookie receiver. What comes through first and foremost is a championship environment here. Brady threw 10 passes, completed 8 in that drive. All 10 plays in the touchdown drive were passes, including a completion to Gronkowski.
Let's remember where that drive started to. That wonderful that wonderful punt that downed them in the shadow of their own goal line back there inside the 2-yard line.
I just remember talking to Bob Kraft about Tom Brady. I said, it's amazing. And all these teams passed on him 6 times. He said, well, we passed on him 5 times. How did he ever drop, Scott, do you think?
Pardon me?
Tom Brady, there's a pick. Patriots have the ball, and on the run is Brandon McGowan. He's not done. Still working it. And all the way down to the 10-yard line of the Rams.
Well, Zoe, we were expecting a rookie quarterback to make a wild throw because of pressure. It wasn't Sam Bradford. It turns out the first one that does that is Thaddeus Lewis, and McGowan brings it back 38 yards.
Yeah, we got a little electricity, but I think that's what the offense can do. When the defense is slacking, a couple quick scores, gets the energy back in the building. Taking a look at it, I mean, Brandon McGowan did a great job recognizing the pressure and jumping the route. And Brady's not back in the game here, guys. Brian Hoyer is going to take it from here on out with 12.5 minutes left.
So Brian Hoyer in at quarterback. As a Patriot in the preseason and regular season, he's thrown 84 passes. He's yet to throw an interception as a pro. Handoff and running hard is Green Ellis, Ben Jarvis Green Ellis. That was the first turnover of this game, Randy. Interception by McGowan.
And that was a created turnover, too. They've been putting good pressure on Thaddeus Lewis. They continued there, put really good pressure on him that last play. That made him take a guess and throw the ball down the field. McGowan, like Zoe talked about, jumped that route and was right there for the interception.
Hands off, and Green Ellis takes it right at the defense. Clifton Ryan brings him down.
It's got a funny pace to this game in the second half. It seems like the Rams have had the ball basically the majority of the time. But in reality, the Patriots have come out of this thing so far with 14 points, and they're getting ready to score again.
Hoyer looking to trigger that score, standing in the shotgun. He's in. Sam Aiken on a crossing pattern takes the throw from Hoyer, and the Patriots now have rallied to a 34-27 lead with the extra point coming up.
Wow, what's not to like about Hoyer and that dart he just threw, so.
Not long ago, they were down 27-14.
I think that's a big thing. If this guy ever goes down, God forbid Tom Brady has an injury like that again, next guy's got to be ready to go like Matt Castle was. And I think that's the nice part of Hoyer. He knows the game. He understands it. He's got a lot of reps throughout the OTAs, the mini camps, the off-season workouts. Very comfortable this organization is with this guy taking over in case the inevitable happens. And hopefully that's not going to happen.
Ryan Hoyer, free agent from Michigan State in his second year. Former co-captain of the Spartans. He throws a touchdown to Aiken, and the Patriots lead 35-27.
35-27, they come all the way back to take the lead. And we want to talk about college football here at Gillette Stadium because on October 23rd, they're going to have the Colonial Clash pitting UMass against UNH. And joining me now is the head basketball coach for UMass, Derek Kellogg. And before you get to you, Steve Metcalf, who's the senior associate athletic director at UNH, I want to talk to Derek because these two schools go at it all the time with each other.
Oh, absolutely. It's a great battle between two schools that have gone out for many years, and to come into a place like Gillette Stadium on October 23rd, the ambiance, this place is amazing, and I think the fans should come out and really support both teams and make this a battle that goes on for years to come.
Steve, it just gets higher and higher.
Yeah, I think this is one of the best college football rivalries in New England. So bringing the game here is very exciting for both of our teams and both of our alumni bases.
That means fans from UNH are going to have to come down here to Gillette.
That's right. We've been hearing from fans all over the country that are coming out for this game.
I got a feeling somebody's going to be talking some trash now. Who's going to have the most fans here?
I think it's going to be the 70,000 UMass alums that are within a 1-hour ride that are going to come out and really pump things up for us.
Well, we obviously think the UNH fans are going to show up, but it's going to be a great game for both teams.
October 23rd, what time?
3:30 in the afternoon.
Hey, I'm going to practice our basketball team early so I can get all of us out here to come support the Minutemen and have a great game with UNH.
All right, guys. Well, congratulations, and October 23rd should be a great day. So there you go. Guys, back upstairs. College football at Gillette Stadium. Back to you.
Very good. Thank you, Steve. And there's Steve Spagnuolo, a UMass assistant. Massachusetts man, Springfield College. He's also coached the Maine Black Bears, an assistant there. And UConn. So he's well established. He knows the sharpshooters of the Minutemen there.
Next week we'll see a proud UMass graduate, Vlad DeCoste, the offensive lineman the Giants drafted.
Yes.
This year.
Add Vlad. He's already one of the most popular guys on the team. Gary Guyton makes the stop on Keith Toston, a running back. He's now getting into run the ball time, although this Thaddeus Lewis, he's a threat when on his feet. He's a dual threat. He can really escape the rush and let it fly. The former Duke quarterback getting a long look in the second half.
You still want to see that pressure, whether it's Ninkovich or it's on the other side, Morrell getting a chance to come. You want to see the pressure from the outside rush.
Beautifully thrown ball. And Keenan Burton coming off on a slant pattern. Darius Butler brings him down, but he does it 11 yards downfield. So the Rams, if they can get it in, down by 8. Who knows? Still a long way to go in this game. Patriots look like they're going to blow out the Rams when on the opening play of the game, the kickoff, that started the game, Brandon Tate. The Patriots ran it back 97 yards for a touchdown. And then Sam Bradford, the #1 pick in the last draft, the former Heisman Trophy winner from Oklahoma. He had a superior first half, played great football, and Sam directed his team to the lead. He's got to be, his confidence has to be way up, Randy, after that performance tonight.
Oh, absolutely. And I think the confidence of everybody on that offense, not to mention the defense. I mean, it was big plays in that first half that powered the Patriots. Consistently, the Rams defense did a nice job frustrating.
High ball. Who got it? Might have been a Ram came down with it. Keith Toaston came down. Coming on a hard rush was Brandon Spikes, who was an All-American last season at Florida.
Well, the play before Spikes came and he got cut down and taken out of the play. This time he comes late and he takes the quarterback out of the play. That ball went straight up in the air.
Came in there like Batman, flying in. Third down and 10 for the Rams. Down by 8, fourth quarter. What do it draw? It works. First down, St. Louis to the 43-yard line of the Patriots. Wheatley on the stop of Keith Toaston, a 12-yard gain. Terrence Wheatley slow getting up. Wheatley looks okay now, coming off under his own power. With a break in the action here at Gillette.
Stadium, as the trainers take a look at Terrence Wheatley's left knee. Just got, like we described earlier, a little bit of a wobble in that leg. He's coming up, and it just gets a little bit of a tweak in that turf. And this is another one of those players that's fighting for his survival on this football team. He can't afford to get hurt.
No, this, you know, Wheatley had a very interesting remark last year, Randy. He said, with the talent, talking about making a team like the Patriots, he said, you can't afford to have a bad day here. There's just too much competition for roster spots.
Well, and this coming from a guy that Bill Belichick drafted him out of the University of Colorado. All he had to do his rookie year every single day. Oh, by the way, it was cover Randy Moss.
Yeah.
Every drill, it seemed like at times when you came and watched a training camp practice, this guy was matching up man on man with 81.
So now let's see what Thaddeus Lewis, rookie quarterback from Duke, can do. His team down by 8 with a second down and long coming up. Back to the run. Keith Toaston, when we had our CBS seminar this week, it was interesting. Roger Goodell, commissioner of the National Football League, answering various questions. I think it's almost a foregone conclusion the league will, when it can, go to 18 games in the regular season. But he also presented a thought that I thought was interesting, Randy, that you could have a 2-tiered training camp season where maybe for the first 2 weeks it would just be the rookies, free agents, first and second year guys, and then the veterans would come in and not have the extended training camp.
Well, that's a legitimate concern, is young players kind of falling through the cracks. Absolutely.
A lot better chance to evaluate the young players and keep the veterans away from camp as Keenan Burton makes the catch and Gary Guyton brings him down a gain of 5.
Yeah, but Don, you were covering the league then, and I was playing in the league then in 1978 when we went from 14 games to 16 games. The most significant part of that was we only had to play 4 preseason games because we were playing 6. And I didn't notice an incredible different load.
You did?
For me, I did not at all. I don't think there was a serious spike in injuries like everyone's predicting now. I think it's a win-win for everybody involved.
Look at this. This is going to go inside the 5 and into the end zone. Fendi Anaban.
2-yard line.
They're going to rule him out at the 2. He's not in. But Fendi Anaban, uncovered, breaks it down the sideline after the throw from Thaddeus Lewis. 33-yard gain on the play.
Yeah, that was clearly a bust, but watch the right foot right here. Oh, I don't know. There was an awful lot of green on the outside of that shoe right there. See that? There was no white there.
Yeah, Spagnuolo's all over it. He already threw the red flag, guys.
Yeah, that was clearly a touchdown.
Well, the official was certainly in position. There is the red challenge flag, which Bill Belichick used to his benefit in the first half in the second quarter. So the question now is whether or not he stepped out of bounds on a bun.
St. Louis is challenging the ruling on the field that the runner stepped out of bounds. We'll review the play.
Remember, we get to see it in slow motion.
Yeah.
Live, that's a white shoe next to a white line, next to horizontal white lines. It all tends to blend together, I got to think.
Reviewing this looked, and to us it appeared that Onabun was in bounds and went in for a touchdown. He was ruled out of bounds there at the 2, but it looked like green between his shoe and the white line of the sideline.
No, absolutely.
The boundary.
See, and it's preseason for everybody, players, coaches, and even the guys that line these white lines. Look at those different stripes and colors in that white line. It looks like one of the, remember the Denver Broncos throwback uniforms with all those vertical white lines they had in, or actually they were black lines in those uniforms.
They actually burned them at midfield before a game one year.
Quick decision here, guys.
Oh yeah, I mean it's clearly there was green in between the foot and the sidelines, so.
We think touchdown.
Because the official ruled the player out of bounds, it is a non-reviewable play. Therefore, the ruling on the field stands. First and goal at the out-of-bounds spot.
What's the point of having replay?
How can that be non-reviewable?
Well, mainly because exactly what he said, so as far as it even was ruled out of bounds.
Yeah, but I'm confused. How do you even go over to the booth to put the headset on?
Yeah.
Come on, boys. I know it's preseason, but
you know, if this was Little League, they could reverse it. They have review now, total review, isn't it?
Don't you have to go pick up the red flag and tell Spagnuolo, Coach, that's not reviewable?
Yeah.
Well, the Rams do have first and goal and a lot of time left. 4:57 left to play. The Patriots rallying from way behind. They were down 27-14, then came back. The unanswered points to take this 35-27 lead. Boom. Goes Tostin up the middle. Linesman comes in. Same lineman who ruled is out of bounds now comes in and says he broke the plane. Touchdown, Rams.
And he did it on a second effort. That was drive, and I mean by lineman and Tostin.
You don't go for two here, do you guys?
They do.
You know, with our new overtime policy, remember that got changed this offseason to postseason games are going to have, you know, if you score a touchdown, the game's over.
Ruling on the field
goal
is a touchdown. We'll go to the try.
The other team's going to get another possession. I'm really interested. I wonder why they didn't let coaches work on the strategy here in preseason. For instance, here you go for two, you tie the game. Potentially you could be tied. You could go into overtime and use that same technique in the regular season. I mean, you would need in the postseason.
False start. Movement before the snap of the ball on the two-point try.
Number 67, offense, 5-yard penalty, retry.
Drew Miller, center, called for this false start, and so it's now going to be a two-point try from the 7-yard line.
We got a quarterback here in Lewis that's very, very comfortable on the perimeter.
He is, and he's very comfortable on quarterback draw. I don't know if you can't risk that at this point. He can run, though. He's under center. I mean, throw to the end zone. No flag, incomplete. And the Patriots hold a 35-33 lead. And will get the ball now on a kickoff with 4:33 left to play.
Nice job by Guyton and Sanders. It was Sanders that got there for the pressure, but Guyton in the cross move, a little crisscross stun inside, created that pressure on Thad Lewis, causing him to throw that thing away.
Scott O'Brien, special teams coach for the Patriots, charging up his return team, which has had some big moments tonight, particularly on the opening play. 97-yard kickoff return by Brandon Tate for a touchdown. Now, Zoe, when I was asking you before about Tom Brady, did anybody ever come up with a significant reason why he dropped in the draft so much? He was 20-5 as a starter at Michigan, and he's going to, he's going to first ballot Hall of Fame player.
I think we study guys too closely at that darn combine. If you get out the old footage, he was a scrawny kid, maybe about a $195 when he was wet. Drew Henson was at Michigan, if you remember, Don, too. And I think Tom, when he first got there, he was 7th on the depth chart. He always had to fight his way to the top, but he was a natural-born leader there. And Dick Rabine went out and worked him out, and fell in love with the guy, and he said, we got to draft this guy. This is our quarterback of the future. They believed him. And I used to live in a little condo in Franklin, Massachusetts. Quickly, though, we got to go to the drive of the game, guys.
After the play was over, personal
5
foul,
plays, 80 yards,
late hit,
2 minutes, 10 seconds off the clock. All starts with Wes Welker with a little hitch. But I'm telling you what got this thing going was Tom Brady recognizing the blitz, falling down. He gets up, he hits Algie Crumpler. You got to see the catch by Crumpler on the sideline. Kotoshi with a little bit of Sammy Morris. And of course, we've talked about the tight ends all along this preseason. Gronkowski with a huge catch. It wasn't the catch, it was the great play. It was the effort getting it to the goal line. 5 plays, 80 yards, 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Here's your drive of the game. But back to Brady. I had a small condo in Franklin, Massachusetts that I eventually sold to Ty Law. And Ty Law, being from Michigan, had a relationship with Brady when Brady was a rookie. Brady said, I want to buy the condo from you. He said, well, why do you want to buy it from me? You're a rookie. Brady was so confident he was going to make this football team as a rookie, he purchased my old condo in Franklin, Massachusetts. Needless to say, he's building about a $20 to $30 million house out in, I think it's Bel Air, or one of those swank neighborhoods out in California. So he's come a long way.
Well, it's now probably a historical residence. It's probably designated there, your condo.
Don, do you have a moat around your house?
You could run a tour through it. Yeah, whoever knew the Zolak condo in Franklin, Mass.
Like it'd be a fly on the wall in that place.
Here's a handoff as they go to the run straight ahead, and Jarvis Green Ellis.
You know, Zoe, you started the night talking about the running backs, and we saw a lot of Morris. We've seen a lot of Falk. We've seen a little bit of everybody except for Lawrence Maroney.
Yeah, it's been about 80% Sammy Morris, and I cautioned you at the beginning of the broadcast, if it was going to be Maroney, I wouldn't read a lot into that saying he'll be the starter on day one. I still think Lawrence Maroney will be in the backfield on day one as the starter. It's not like Sammy Morris lit the world on fire tonight, nor did anybody in the running game for that matter. But this is a team that is going to run with 5 guys. They're going to dose you. They're going to find a way to get to 130, 140 yards a game.
Hey, Zoe,
personal foul, roughing the passer. Number 92, defense, contact to the helmet. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Take another look at this Patriots offense. Hoyer, another crack across the chops on the quarterback, right across the face.
So the drive stays alive now. The Patriots advance the ball out on the penalty yardage out to the 34-yard line with a 2-point lead and 3:43 left to play. Brian Hoyer, second-year quarterback, hands off to Ben Jarvis Green Ellis. But you know, Scott, when you look at the Patriot running, everybody demeans their running game. But last year with the running back by committee, they were still 12th in the league in rushing, which isn't terrible.
Yeah, you know, and this guy running a rock right now for him, Ben Jarvis Green Ellis, he's worked hard. He's earned this right to get a lot of chances here in the preseason. He did a nice job right there cutting it back inside, keeping his clock moving and not getting to the sideline. But none of these guys are front runners. They all have different styles. I think Sammy Morris is more of a between the tackles guy. And Randy, you saw it today. When he tried to kick it outside, he got in trouble. Maroney's more of that delayed draw counter type back. We know what Kevin Falk brings. That's a nice job by Hoyer moving outside the pocket.
But when you can spread the load also, there's a lot of benefit in that. You look at Steven Jackson, one of the great backs in the league, the go-to back for the Rams.
First charge timeout, St. Louis.
324 carries last year. You can't do that forever.
Well, there's two places and two times you've got to be able to run the ball. You better be able to run it in the red zone, and you need a finisher. And the Patriots, obviously, with 28 net yards rushing, have not done a great job tonight. But if you can learn and develop the habit of being able to finish games off, if you think of the early years of these great Patriot teams, that's what they always had, whether it was Antoine Smith or Corey Dillon or somebody, and that's what they haven't identified really yet. I mean, Ben Jarvis Green Ellis, to an extent, maybe is that kind of guy. Morris is maybe that kind of guy. But they don't have that hammer, that game-closing hammer.
And you forget about Fred Taylor, guys. I mean, not a very exciting camp. Looks like age was getting to him, and then last week shows he has a lot left in the tank.
Yeah, one of the things he had in his tank last week was a 28-yard touchdown run. Taylor Price, rookie, was the intended target of Hoyer. And now the Rams are ready to get the ball back. Down by 2 with still 2:44 to play. Marty Gilliard dropping back. He's some comeback story. He flunked out of school. Actually lived in his car for a couple months. Got things straight, got his academics straight, got back in, and he's got a chance to be a top pro. Mesco with the punt. And it's down smartly by the Patriots, as the ball took a hop back at their kicking team. And here are some important dates coming up. August 31st, roster cut down to 75 players.
That's sort of an appetizer cut. That's only a little one. That's just sort of get warmed up.
Well, as you were talking, Randy, at the outset, Bill Belichick said it's really not a 53-man roster, it's a 61, because the 8 players on the taxi squad are really one step from being on the active roster.
And he brought up a good point that I honestly hadn't thought that much about, and he really kind of surprised me, and it shouldn't have, and it's my bad, because this is a very system-related game these days. A lot of these players are identified because they fit into a system. And when I asked him about guys they cut and they've identified as their practice squad players, are you worried about teams that have seen them on tape or seen them in person picking them up? And no, we've got him here for a specific reason, and not everybody's going to be able to appreciate that specific reason. Use him for that kind of a job.
Yeah, guys, I think Coach
Holding,
Belichick,
number 62, offense, 10-yard penalty.
I think Coach is going to have the respect that if he knows some of these guys aren't going to make his football team, he'll release them prior to that to give them the chance to start to catch on and maybe look for employment elsewhere. But for the next, say, 5 days or so, and if you're one of those bubble guys, you don't sleep, you don't eat, you kind of have those butterflies, and you avoid the Turk. And Randy, you could speak more to what the Turk is, but he's the guy that says, hey, you're not on this team anymore, and you kind of go into the building and you duck low, and you don't want to go past his office, but they find you when they need you.
Starting this weekend, so whoever that guy is, and no matter what organization, no one wants to make eye contact with him.
No, and you never want to be that guy, too. The guy doesn't have fun cutting people and telling guys, it's not going to work out, but that's the beauty of the NFL, and that's why we play these preseason games.
You look at this football team tonight, Scott, they've done a lot of things well. They've scored a lot of points, but it's all been fast. You had a 12-second kickoff return that was 97 yards. You've got a 2-minute and 10-second touchdown drive, a 40-second touchdown drive, a 2-minute and 45-second touchdown drive, and a 1-minute and 18-second touchdown drive. It's all happened fast.
The way I see it, they're going to be a quick strike offense. They have that ability. We're just not sure, can they run the ball and chew that clock up? They're going to have to score at least 26 points per game, to be in this thing. And when I say to be in this thing, meaning get to 11, 12 wins and have a chance at one of those 2 freebies, those 2 buys, it has such a better chance. It betters your chances getting to the big dance. And Randy, you know what an extra week off can mean, you know, especially to some of these veterans, that the bodies get beat up as you get to week 16.
And we're now down to the 2-minute warning, 1:56 to be exact.
That is a 2-minute warning.
Drive down by 2.
A week ago in Atlanta, and this kid like Scott Zolak and Steve Burton have brought up, he really kind of gets it.
He was really got when he got the haircut. That might be a look, though. That might catch on.
Oh, that's a look.
I think he likes it.
You think he likes that?
I think he's embracing it. Guy looks like Drago. I don't break you. That you gotta take the rest of that off.
Yeah, that's probably right. You got to start over.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Looking at Richardson, the third quarterback. It's not working too well for him. That's a price you pay in being a rookie.
Yeah. No one's cutting that hair anytime soon, or that hair anytime soon. Now that would frustrate a veteran. They might have to get out a marker and start drawing on Hoyer's head if he was a rookie again this year.
Well, right now, the Rams are still trying to inch their way into what could be a winning field goal, down by 2. Keith Nollett, quarterback, second-year player from West Texas A&M. Last stop running his road. Lee Bodden covering. Coming off the flank. Very nearly a pick, so let's see what they get to now as 2nd down and 10 comes up.
And that's really one of the dangers of being in the game at this time for a quarterback. And the advantages for a defensive back, the ball will go into areas where the quarterback expects his receiver to be, but in that case, the receiver just stops running a route.
Referee fires in a flag. Could be a roughing the passer.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Number 93 defense, helmet-to-helmet contact. 15-yard penalty, automatic, 1st down.
That's Morrell coming from that outside rush position. We said they got to get pressure. They've got to continue showing the pressure. He does a nice job of showing the pressure. Unfortunately, that head gets right into the face mask. That's a 3rd roughing the passer penalty on the Patriots.
So right now, from this position, it will be a 51-yard field goal try. Line of scrimmage plus 17. 1st and 10 at the 34, but there's still 1:49 left to play.
First charge timeout, New England. A 30-second timeout.
Well, this is one of those positions. That was one of those situations, guys. And Zoe, you get a lot of good value out of this with your staff and with your players. If you're Bill Belichick, and you can see that he hasn't exactly stopped coaching here. He wants to take advantage of this.
I would remind you that to stay tuned for the Toyota post-game show, highlights and stats after the game, which is far from over with 1:49 left on the regulation clock. We're not going to have a tie. There will be no overtime with a 2-point differential. But there could be a winning field goal on the way. If the Rams can continue to move the ball down, they've got a guy, their kicker, Brown, hit 6 field goals of over 50 yards last year. The run down to the 34-yard line. Now it's a manageable field goal range.
And now they're getting the 45, 46 yard range.
They're going to want to run as much clock as they can. Pound the ball up the middle, keep it between the hashes, give them a good angle, and not give the Patriots time to work with if they do kick a field goal to go ahead.
Both teams have 2 timeouts left.
No, with a long count, looking to get the Patriots to jump. They're not biting.
He's taking the opportunity to run clock, too.
Timing pattern. And the ball is advanced down close to the 25-yard line.
right at 1 minute left, like we just said. Two timeouts apiece for both these teams.
There's Josh Brown, veteran kicker from Nebraska. Very strong leg. He is a threat, long range, in his 8th year. Keith Null under center. 35-33. Straight ahead power run. Rams playing field position for a winning field goal try. Clock continues to run. Kyle Love was on the stop.
And when you've had a run like the Rams have the last 3 or 4 years where you can't buy a win, that's one of the reasons you're excited about even doing something like this, Don. Especially doing it at the Patriots. It's exciting for this young football team. And Bill Belichick's trying to get his football team up on the ball, be a little more aggressive with the run and stuff one of these, strip that ball out of there.
Over the last 3 years, they've won a total of 6 games. 6-42 over the last 3 years, but they keep powering the ball. A young offensive backup lineman keep moving the pile and giving the running back room to power ahead. As the game clock now down to 3 seconds.
Timeout, St. Louis, a 30-second timeout.
And out comes the aforementioned Josh Brown.
That was a very nice job by Null. You have to point out as a quarterback, he did a nice job on the passes he was throwing, but that was about the running back and the offensive line powering that drive.
Well timed. A timeout with 3 seconds left. They do have another timeout in their hip pocket. If it should be an errant snap, they quickly fall on it. Call a timeout quickly and maybe get another chance at it, although 3 seconds goes by quickly. This is a 37-yard field goal. This guy could hit it from 57 with no problem. He hits it from 37 with no problem. And as the clock runs out, the St. Louis Rams come back to win the game 36-35. So there you are, the final field goal. Bill Belichick, I'm sure not well pleased. Gronkowski with 2 touchdown catches tonight. We'll be coming back with Toyota postgame show in a moment as the Rams have rallied back after leading, then falling behind to win 30.